Yes, guys. Yes, guys. Welcome back. In the words of the great Matisse, lateness is greatness. But we are here for you for yet another preview. To be honest, it's the last time we've done a stream in a couple of days, but our bodies had to recover after a very long weekend. Big up everyone who's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. Semi-final second leg of the Champions League. Chelsea versus Real Madrid. This is where legends are made. This is the biggest match that we've had in the last 7 years since 2012 when we faced Barcelona in the Nou Camp. And we're hoping for, I'd say, the similar result in terms of us progressing, but not the similar scoreline because a 2-2 draw takes us out. We've got EuroExpert to give us the expert analysis from the Real Madrid point of view. Got Wayne, Johnny, Chris, and Oscar with us as well. Go around the panel as always. Wayne, how's the last few days been for you, bro?
Been a good weekend in Chelsea general with the football, with the youth winning on a Friday night. What was a good result for youth. We're winning the game at Fulham was a big result for us the weekend. And then the mighty women getting through to the final as well. So it's been football-wise, it's been a brilliant weekend. It's been a good week. And good weather-wise up yesterday, obviously, when the storm hit. But other than that, it was brilliant.
Yeah, hopefully we can have a men and women's team both in the Champions League final. Big up the Chelsea ladies again for always making us proud the same way they always do. You're an expert. Chat to me, man. How are you feeling for the PSG City game and how you been recently anyway?
I've been doing good, thank you, mate. And yeah, this is the favourite time of the season, really, when it gets Champions League semi-final and final time. It's the most fun games. Looking forward to City v PSG. I think City will be the team that one of Real Madrid or Chelsea will face in the final.
Yeah, I can't lie. 2-0 for PSG, I think, is a bit too much to ask, especially in Man City's defence. Oscar, what are you saying, man? How you been, bro?
I'm very, very well, man. The weekend couldn't have gone any better, to be honest. Comfortable win against Fulham. Nice. Good to see Havertz get a couple goals. And, of course, as Wayne mentioned, the women's team beaten Bayern Munich. And if you ever needed like a teaser for what we're about to experience tomorrow night, it was that game, like proper heart in mouth stuff, like last minute goals and all sorts. Like it was a proper Champions League semi-final. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I'm getting nervous already, man. Very, very nervous.
I hear that. Nerves have only just started to kick in like the last half an hour. I woke up even still thinking like, yeah, we're going to pack Madrid. I don't give a shit. As soon as I started watching the press conference, I was like, shit, we're in the Champions League semi-final against these, man. We need to be on job. But yeah, Johnny, similar nerves for you, man. How are you feeling?
Never nervous. We're Chelsea. And you know what? We've got money mates. We're all good. We're all good in the Champions League. I'm very confident, actually. I think we're going to do the business. Congratulations to the women's, obviously, and big up to everyone in the panel. Everyone like and subscribe for Lewis. Help his channel grow. Big man in the game, and I've got some very interesting stats for you guys later on.
Yeah, because you're saying you're confident, so I do want to just go straight into this and ask, why are you feeling so confident even at this point? Because even for me, and I'm trying to make myself confident, I'm now at the point where it's like, let's just get through the 90 minutes and see where we end up.
I'll be honest, I feel like we're underdogs the whole way through. So for me, it's like we've overachieved getting to the semis. If we don't make it to the final, it's been a success, whether you like it or not. It's still a successful run at the competition. No one would have thought that halfway through the season that we'd get to the semis. I've always believed that we can go and win it this year. I've got a feeling, and I guess it's that feeling that's carrying me through, giving me this confidence. But I think we're playing really well. I think Real Madrid fear us more. Like I said, they've got experience. They've been there. They've done it. They've got abundance of it. We haven't. But we've got some players that do have experience, and hopefully they can just get us over the line in this game, because I believe it's the first goal that's going to decide this tie. Whoever gets that first goal, I think that's who's going to have the mental advantage, so to speak. So yeah, I don't see why not. I think we're all playing well up front. We're playing well. We're scoring goals. without having to play like exceptionally well and high intensity. We're not conceding. They're all the minerals you need to go on and at least get into the final. The finals, anyone can win it. We know that. So let's just try and get there. I think we can.
Well, we are 90 minutes, so I will back you on that. I do think we can. We were talking about this off stream, so I do want to start with this as well. Jose Mourinho has signed for Roma when we all thought it was going to be Maurizio Sarri. And this has just come heavy out of left field. And we were talking about whether we think he would even be a decent match for them or not. I wanted to gauge between you guys and find out what your initial reactions are to Mourinho joining Roma. And EuroExpert, seeing as you know more about European football than probably all of us combined, we'll start with you. What's your thoughts, man?
It's disappointing but not surprising. I think the best way you can categorize Roma, for anyone who hasn't quite with Roma in recent times, they're a team that is riding with. They still have Federico Fazio in their team. He's not playing as much, but they have Chris Smalling. They've got a goalkeeper who makes Kepa Arrizabalaga look like Petr Cech. They have Mkhitaryan, Pedro up front, still Edin Dzeko. Basically, it's like Roma looked at RB Leipzig and said, how do we do that but the opposite of what they're doing? And Mourinho fits in perfectly. Just a dated appointment who, by the way, like, just a fun fact to throw in here. This is a guy who, by all accounts, doesn't believe in sports science. Like, if you get someone to come up to him who's been studying years, qualified, and says Harry Kane isn't fit to play 90 minutes, he'll go, well, no, I don't care. This is a man who doesn't believe in all of that. So for Roma to make an appointment of a man who's hanging on to his career in football, it's, like I said, disappointing, but not surprising.
You're definitely not a fan of Jose then, just off the sound of it.
I'm not a fan of him at the moment, no.
Why not, Alex? He's done an amazing job at Spurs. Amazing job.
What job is that, Johnny? It's bringing down to 8th.
Yeah. I love it.
No, to be fair, Roma's full of Premier League retirement players, so it's not a coincidence Jose's going to Roma, though.
Personally, I don't think it's a bad move for him. Like, honestly, look, like Roma are 7th in Serie A. They just got battered by Manchester United in the first leg of their Europa League, so they're probably not going to advance to the second leg. They've got players like Edin Dzeko, who you mentioned, who's like this tall pin-up striker that Jose would love to work with. I don't actually think this is a bad move. And bear in mind, it's like Italian football, so there's not going to be as much pressure on him to play like fast, expansive stuff. He can do his sort of pragmatic way and get results. I think the main thing with Jose is, like, he's going to throw his toys out the pram if he doesn't get the players that he wants. And if they have the finances to back him, I think it could be a great move. I think we could see them like do better in Europe and actually maybe qualify for the Champions League.
You say that, but we're speaking
Qualify
about
for it.
You say that, but I'm not sure this is the same Jose Mourinho that we used to see in the past. And I feel like
here's the thing. I've always said with Mourinho, so you're going to see expansive football from him once he has full confidence in the squad. And I think the biggest weakness of Jose is, I think, how safe his approach is. In terms of if he sees any sorts of weakness inside or any lack of confidence, he's going to completely take everything back and then just play pragmatic. We've seen him play expansive football, but it's only when he has full confidence in his defense. And I think that's the biggest thing from Mourinho. If he can back his defense, then he can focus on playing more attacking football. Because you know
what Mourinho's like. He hates conceding goals. So he's all about if things like when he was at Spurs earlier on in the season, they're actually playing all right football. Everyone was behind him, and they looked like a bit of a force. And then that Lanzini goal just rocked the boat, and he saw flaws in the side, and he didn't have confidence, and he went very defensive minded, and that's where it sort of tipped out of his favour. The problem with Jose is we know he's a winner. He turns up in the big finals and the big games, but I feel like he's so stubborn in his ways of how he sees football, how it's been a success for him in the past. Football's evolved in such a way now that he's not willing to adapt to that new evolution. And I think that's where that's been his problem since he was at, since he left second stint with us, and then he left us. And I just felt after then things just changed. Pep came into the Premiership, and it all changed.
Just to add in there as well.
So you're saying that Jose technically using Spurs as a stepping stone then.
Yeah. He's our agent. He went in there to ruin.
He only went to Spurs because it was London. Because he only wanted to go to a London club to be close to his family. That was it. It would have been Spurs or Arsenal.
Can I just ask one quick something about Jose? Will he make it for the United game?
Oh no, it's for next season.
No, it's for next season.
Oh, next season. Okay, because I heard.
I thought that as well for a sec, but nah.
Just to add in about Mourinho, I think it's not like I said. I personally think he's become a bit dated, and as Johnny actually put it really well there, that he's failing to adapt. I think another big thing is that when he first moved to Chelsea and when he was playing with Porto, he was able to be safe against a big team because there wasn't many. Like when Chelsea were winning the league, the teams they were fighting against were United and Arsenal, and then some like Liverpool, like for a couple of seasons. Whereas now, 15 years later, he has to treat the games against like an Everton if they're on form or a Tottenham. He has to treat them as the big games. All of a sudden, he's got 7 teams that he has to grind out like a low-scoring draw or win against. And I think there's so many points dropped then that that's what's letting him down. I think with Roma, a worry for him is there. It's like, don't get me wrong, actually, I like Jose as a person. He's like hilarious. But I think at Roma, with Serie A getting even more competitive, you've got Lazio pushing forward. Juventus aren't even winning a Liga this season. They'll be back next season. Inter, AC all back. He's going to look at all those games and think, I've got to nail out a 0-0 draw here. And I think that will hinder him getting Champions League football.
But what I was going to say as well, with my opinion of the situation is, it's our left field has come out of as well, because all of us can sit here and say Sarri was odds on going there, and we all say about Jorginho might go with him and all that, but it's not so that's one thing that worries me, because it's so left field. They've just literally gone for Mourinho out of nowhere. But for me, with Mourinho, I think he's a good fit for him in the league and the team. I don't think it's the right fit for him for the owner and that, because I don't see what I've seen with Roma. They don't really spend a lot of money anymore. And I just can't see Mourinho being happy not being backed in the transfer windows when he wants the players come in for how he wants to play. And if he doesn't, and I can see Mourinho doing exactly the same thing he did with Tottenham, is kicking up the stink and saying it's not my fault, it's the owner's fault for not doing this, not doing that.
I'm willing to bet he buys Ivan Perisic within the next season.
Yeah, it's been after him for ages.
Yeah, exactly. This is his fight. This is his chance.
Well, I actually think that him going to Roma is more of he wants a change of lifestyle. He wants to go to Italy. His kids are grown up now. There's no sort of pressure for him to stay in London. And I think if he goes to Roma, it's not like him going to Inter Milan or AC Milan or Juventus, where there's like that high intense pressure to deliver. With Roma, they've not been challenging for how many seasons? I can't remember when Roma had been like a force to be reckoned with. So for him, I think it's a bit of a cushy number for him. Do you know what I mean? And it's money.
Yeah,
it's a job.
Yeah, it's definitely a job. To Jose, he's never personal with his decision making for joining clubs. It's just business for him. So yeah, it's not a surprise in a way, but it's a surprise how he joined Roma like this, like just out of the blue. So yeah, like I do agree with Johnny there.
For was us, and we sacked him twice. So I feel like that sentiment's now gone for any sort of club, because you only really have that sort of love once, and it might be biased coming from our end, but before he got sacked the second time, I don't think he had any other love for a club like he did for Chelsea. And I think being sacked twice, he's now felt a lot more emotionless about the game since.
I still love him.
Still don't. Like you see his Instagram when he left Tottenham. He's posting all the Chelsea pics of all the times he won the league with us.
No, because he'll still like the memories and everything. And also what he's achieved there, because he was most successful at Chelsea. Well, other than the treble winning
That's
season.
his home. Like when he retires from the game, if there's any club he's going to have a statue at, potentially Porto, but Chelsea. You know what I mean? He loves the club and he'll come back and he'll be a hero.
Do you remember what he said, lads, about he goes, I'm sick of all the pundits being, they're always United, they're always Liverpool. There's never anyone from Chelsea. Yeah. I think he will be that pundit for Chelsea.
And he already was. Do you remember he used to be on Sky and he used to talk about Chelsea in that way.
Yeah.
So
last season, before he got the job in Tottenham.
Yeah, before he got the Tottenham job.
Yeah, I think the real losers are TalkSport here. That's what I tweeted about. It's like Simon Jordan right now thinking they've signed Mourinho and they're going to get all these views to TalkSport, and then he moves to Italy.
What did he say though initially?
Isn't he still going to be on TalkSport? Because I swear he was only supposed to be covering the Euros there anyway.
Oh, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think it's a temporary thing.
I think he kind of knew. I think he signed this deal just to cover the Euros, and then he's going to go and do his Italy stuff after.
Fair play.
I ain't gonna lie, him going Spurs left a sour taste in my mouth. That really pissed me off.
I'll be real, it didn't leave a sour taste in my mouth for him. It was really disgusting to watch, like him in the Spurs tracksuit and everything. I could never get used to it. Even now, it's violated, and it didn't even achieve anything. It was like it wasn't even worth me seeing him in the gear. Like fuck.
I tell you, no. Do you know what he did do? And he's got to get credit for it. He's developed Harry Kane. Harry Kane didn't have that drop in deep ability and link up with Son before. Like they had chemistry, don't get me wrong, but he's developed Kane's game all round. Like him dropping deep, playing actually, his all round game is just so much more complete because of Mourinho. He's made him a better player.
You're right.
Yeah. He added more to the game.
Yeah.
Talking about
it's just the rest of him was shit. That's the problem.
He didn't seem bothered one bit when he got the sack and when he's out packing his into his car, like when he's recording him. He's recording them as well, like when all the journalists and all those people were recording him. Yeah, he just didn't seem bothered when he got sacked.
Yeah, he's still pissed off with Levy because of Modric. Still wound up.
Modric? Oh, back down.
Yeah.
You're going way back.
Yeah. I'll never forget
you gotta let it go.
That really got to me, man. I really
you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You think
we've got Mason Mount. We got Mason Mount, so
now we've got
Thibaut Courtois tomorrow. Have you not heard Courtois' words as well? He's talking about how much more motivated he would have been if there was fans at the ground.
Yeah, right.
As compared to
cheek.
I feel like with Courtois, I would just say rather because I know you guys hate him, and I think as a neutral, though my opinion would be if people would expect me to go, oh, we shouldn't be too harsh on him. Courtois every single year did press conferences saying, oh, I really do want to move back to Madrid. Like Madrid is my home, and then he leaves Chelsea and complains they all hated him. Of course, he bloody did.
Yeah,
it's the way he did it. It's the way he left. It's the. Hazard wanted to go to Madrid. Did you see him crying and moaning like that? No, he didn't. Yeah. He wanted to leave Madrid way before he actually left.
But it's like, imagine your girlfriend every anniversary saying, oh, I wish I was with someone else. And then she leaves. And then she's complaining that you didn't give her enough attention. That's Courtois at Chelsea.
Now that you bring that up, did we do a bad job of looking for replacements? Because if he's hinting like that, surely the club should know, he's on his way.
Well, I don't think the club wanted to sell at that point.
We tried.
No. I took a look at the Athletic article.
But you got to be prepared.
And the only thing I'll say is Chelsea kind of fucked up themselves by putting him on loan to Atletico Madrid for 3 years as a youth player because they allowed him to build a life there, met friends, met his wife, had 2 kids, and then we took him straight out and said, okay, you got to come back to Chelsea. About 6 months after that, he's already hinting at a potential transfer move, and they already know that if Real Madrid come for an offer, it's going to be a bit of a sticky one for us. Then they were interested in Kepa in the 17-18 season, and they were this close to getting him, and Courtois was already getting prepared to sign contract negotiations because he thought his time going to Madrid was over because Atletico had Oblak, they were about to get Kepa. Then Kepa gets a leg injury, and obviously the transfer falls through because of that. Suddenly there's more hope. Now he's got one more year left of his contract, has an amazing World Cup, has already told Chelsea he wants to leave, and we are still struggling to find a goalkeeper. Again, that one's on us because we were trying to haggle down on Alisson for ages. Then Courtois does what he always does, went AWOL to try and force the move, got the move forced, and then we end up having to pay 70 million anyway for fucking Kepa. Courtois is still a dirty snake, but
he's a snake.
Our transfer activity was fucking horrendous in the 2017 to 2019 region, and this is another example of it. We could have Alisson for 70 million, and at that case, kept having Courtois wouldn't even be that deep.
But even if you take Chelsea out of the equation, this is a guy that went to Atletico Madrid, became a great goalkeeper there, loved his time there, loved Madrid, and then wants to go to their rivals in the same country, in the same city. So regardless of how he treated Chelsea, you could see that he cared about his own intentions more than the fans or the love for the clubs that he played for. So Chelsea was just another stepping stone on his way to Madrid. And I'm not happy to, I'm glad that he regrets his actions because he knows that it wasn't the right way to go about things.
Yeah, it's like I don't think he's a snake per se because he wasn't sneaky about it. I just think he's a bit of a prick.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
He's a snake.
It's easy to think he's a bit of a prick because then you look at off-field stuff and you see the De Bruyne situation and everything. Like I wouldn't blame anyone for thinking that sort of feelings.
Yeah, he is a snake, but I still respect him as a professional, as a goalkeeper.
He's a
how
good
good
keeper.
he is. I respect him for that. He is a bit of a rat. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
listen, that chance Werner had, he should have just put it through his legs, man. He should have known to go through his legs.
Don't bring that chance up again because we played him tomorrow. Like that chance really haunted me because it's like, could that be that chance? But
Timo makes sense for this game.
Yeah, no,
Timo's going to play.
Start Timo. I'm just saying.
Like even when I know we missed, but like 2 minutes later of the goal Pulisic scored, Timo did help a bit actually.
Yo, you really love Timo, bro.
Yeah. Well, I do like backing him.
Yeah, but listen,
but he pushed around.
Anthony Martial. He's had 2 kids and he's firing blanks all season. It's possible, man. You can still be a good player. You can still deliver in certain moments. You know.
But you see, they made sure they brought all the players back. Like Valverde's back, Mendy's back, Ramos is back. They made sure. I think that the way we played in that first leg. Yeah,
he's in the squad.
He tested.
He's in the squad. Oh shit! Yeah. I thought we weren't going to be able to start.
No, it was a late call today. He's back.
I mean, he's been out for like how many weeks? So I don't know if Zidane will just rush him back in, but they're the type of players who have natural talent. So I don't know. You gotta be a top professional to just slot back in after not playing a couple weeks. Ramos is back.
Ramos hasn't played for a while.
The thing is not the defense that worries me though. It's the midfield. I don't think we're gonna have the same sort of midfield battle in the second leg. Especially if they go to a 4-3-3, because we played them when it was 5 at the back.
Talking about midfield. Is Kovacic is back, right?
No,
he's gone out.
They haven't looked.
Kova probably wouldn't have started anyway.
Alex. Well, it's interesting. That's an interesting one.
Jorginho and Kante then.
If we go to extra time, we might need some reinforcements in midfield. Like, what happens in that situation? Because
we got Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore.
Alex,
Billy Gilmore does this.
Gilmore in that situation, like let's say we need to.
I think
So who do we play in the DM role then?
You got to be smoking.
Okay, but
but
I agree. Man. I agree with you, but what do you do when it gets to the latter stages? Jorginho and Kante look a bit leggy, and we've got an extra 30 minutes to play.
Is Kovacic on the bench? Is he?
We played.
Come on.
We played Bertrand in the final as a left back.
Bro, that was a special case.
That's not good.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if in a moment of where you have no option, no choice, and Billy Gilmore's your only option, and Jorginho gets a knock, argument's sake, or has to be taken off, You have to put Billy Gilmore. I
would shift the formation and I would slot Mount in there before I play get Billy Gilmore.
I think Han not said what I was about to say in the comments. I think Reece James would probably get in midfield ahead of Gilmore in this game.
Something like that.
I don't know.
You think? I don't think Tuchel would do that.
Alex, I don't know because he hasn't even tried him once there this season.
Yeah.
And he's played Gilmore a couple of times. I don't know. I can't. I would like to see Reece James try a DM role. I think Reece James can maybe play a DM role, but maybe next season when we do preseason.
I think Gilmore is. I think Gilmore is the more proven midfielder than Reece James, but I think Reece James is more reliable on the ball because even watching Gilmore against Fulham at the weekend, there were a couple of times he lost the ball in a couple of ropey situations where you think if Fulham had better players, they could have made something happen there. And I think Tuchel would have looked at that and thought Gilmore's shown a lot of promise, but I don't think he's ready. Like
but he was on his own.
I think he's the last resort. Still, but
he wasn't
see you later.
He wasn't in a double pivot, and I think if you're in a double pivot, you're not going to be exposed quite as much as that, are you?
But then, even as a single pivot in a 4-3-3, you've got options left back, right back, both centre backs. You can turn and go to midfield, and he got caught quite easily. I think I'm not saying Gilmore's a bad player. I think Tuchel looked at that game and thought, okay, this guy's showing a lot of promise. But I think if he's playing Real Madrid, Gilmore will be the last resort of that. I think he would. He would at least consider playing someone like Mount or Reece James in midfield, someone who he can trust on the ball to not lose it straight away.
I give you that like when it's getting tired, you need that physicality kind of. You got someone like James who's physical and he's good on the ball.
But he hasn't got the technical ability like Gilmore.
What?
Not in tight situations. He ain't.
Gilmore is more tidy on the ball, but Reece James is very technical.
His first touch can be a bit off.
What?
Man. Yeah.
His first touch.
If you're putting him in a pivot, I'm telling you now, his first touch is not going to be like Billy Gilmore. When?
He played there for about 20 minutes against Brighton, first game of the season under Lampard.
I do think Mount will probably slot into midfield as well. I think I think he'd probably slot into midfield ahead of Gilmore.
Last.
Yes, it's Mount. It's Mount. That's what we would see. Well, but we got 5 subs, so there's a lot of room for manoeuvre. And is there an extra sub after extra time or something like that?
You think so? Yes.
So we're looking at 6 subs potentially, though.
Potentially, yeah.
Why does everyone think we're going to get to extra time then?
No, it's just a possibility.
I mean, seeing us go to 1-1 at the Bridge isn't really the worst prediction in the world. I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Yeah. You see, the longer it goes 0-0 to 90 minutes, I'm on edge. I'm not comfortable with that. I really am not. Because you're just waiting for that Iniesta Benzema.
Oh, don't say it, Johnny.
Yeah, but it's true. But it's true. That's the reality. You know, they score that goal in the 80th minute. You've got 10 minutes to get back in the game. It's like you're relying on a Munich final moment with Drogba. And let's have it right.
Get Tammy Abraham on.
There's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple of players that have got, you know, the clutch moment, so to speak.
You were going to say minerals, don't lie.
I was going to say minerals.
Lewis, put up Sage's comment. He just said, "I'm vomiting." That's what it's going to be in the last 10 minutes if it's 0-0.
Yeah, I know. I personally think if you're going to play Werner, Pulisic, and Mount, go for the kill. Get that early goal. Just get an early goal. And just then you know what you have to do. Even if they score, you know you've got that goal. You can hold them off. And try and nick one. I don't think we will concede that easily, and I think they will concede.
Well, here's a question. Do you guys? So what do you think? What do you think is more likely? Real Madrid to concede or Chelsea to concede?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid. I will say Real Madrid for a reason because like they're gonna be coming at us and we'll hopefully break on a counter with a maybe Pulisic or maybe Kai Havertz or Werner, who knows, or Mason Mount. Like I think we have the counter-attacking options.
I don't think they will, Chris. I don't think they will come at us. You see,
well, they're gonna have to.
No, if we go and score, yeah, for sure. But if it's 0-0, first half, second half, they're just gonna wait for their moment. They're literally
I don't
wait
think
for their
straight
moment.
out the gate they're gonna come for us.
No, they won't. They won't.
I think with Madrid, I think they've been shaken by that first game. Lewis, stop me if you didn't want to talk about the game straight away. But I think with Madrid, from a Madrid perspective, their strongest side has always been the left-hand side, and Vinicius in Champions League games has been fantastic. And even Benzema, he drifts to the left. And I think they looked at the Chelsea game and thought, this isn't good. Because even though there was a lot of reprimand about Azpilicueta starting a right wing back, and even after the game, people were kind of thinking, like, what did he do? I mean, he made a few good runs. What he did do was something we didn't speak about because Real Madrid were completely absent down the left. Vinicius made one dribble. Varane made more dribbles than him in that game. So did Eder Militao. He was completely absent. And Chelsea, by starting Azpilicueta, he's tackled Vinicius a couple of times and only threatened to get taken advantage of, I think, once in the first half. And completely nullified Madrid's best attacking side. So I think they're looking at this game, and you've seen the rumours of Hazard starting, right? I think this is more grounded because I think Zidane's looking at that thinking, I need to come up with something to unlock this Chelsea defence because our usual plan, what we've usually done, playing down the left-hand side, didn't work at all in that game. Let's not forget.
Fair, can I cut that? So, so to be fair, they only had one ball. That was Benzema. And I think we have to kill the Benzema. Apart from
but I also feel like the first leg was just more pragmatic from both teams. Like, as soon as we got to half time, I think both managers were happy with the way the scoreline was.
Yeah, it was more of a feelers because we've never played each other, and I would say that if we taken our chances, we would have put this tie to bed. We would have put it to bed. I think they're scared of us. They're scared of our pace and movement and the fact that we are very compact and defensively solid. So they know we're not easy to break down. They know we can play out the back. They know we can play around them and play possession football. That's a dangerous team. I think it's just whether we turn up or not. It's simple as that. Who's going to turn up on the night?
You know, it's crazy, Johnny. I feel like that goal that they scored kind of killed our momentum a little bit. Like, we were really on top of it. But then it's like when they scored, it's like the tie kind of shifted a little bit. You know what I mean? And then we put it back.
Well, they're like, we're Real Madrid. We've done it. We know this is what we needed. We needed a goal. We're not going to lose at home. Ramos knows, like, they almost got a second goal. Let's have it right in the second half. They could have had a second, and that's 2-1 coming into the bridge. That's dangerous, but we kept it 1-1 nevertheless. I just feel like the first goal is the most important, and I think we've got what it takes, and I'll say we've got the minerals to get that first goal early. I think we do. I think we do. Because they were scared of us. They were scared of us.
Yeah. You know what what I feel like our biggest threat to Real Madrid is, like, as a player? I think it's N'Golo Kante, because he stops their midfield, like, just creating everything. And you saw in the first leg, N'Golo was unreal. Even the Real Madrid, I think it's Real Madrid players were talking highly of him as well, because he was unreal. And I'm hoping, even Mason, of course Mason Mount too. But like, Kante, like, I'm hoping I get that performance off him again for Wednesday, because like we're gonna need it. I think to stop moderate.
Kante looks. I don't want to count my words too early, but he looking close to like the player he was lately. Like, even his little cameo today, he's looking sharp. I think Tuchel is managing him very well, and he's not
play as well, did he? Didn't play against Fulham, which is great.
No, he did. He did. He had a little cameo.
Second half, but
someone said in the comment just now. Kante's a big game player, man. He always turns out for those big games. I remember he was injured in the Europa League in 2019, and he came on in the final against Arsenal, and he was just quality. So I trust him. Like, his mentality for those big games, similar to someone like Mason Mount, they know how to switch on for the big occasion. So. My biggest worry is, does anyone know if any of our players are like on a yellow card? Because that might hinder their performance.
No, it blanked. It like when they reached the semifinals.
In the quarters.
After the red cards you worry about.
Yeah.
So any yellow card.
2 yellow cards in 2 legs won't get you banned.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah.
I want to get.
That's good.
If you don't mind, Lewis, I want to get Alex's take on their midfield because the way I look at it is they've got 3 world-class midfielders of that 3, and we've only got 1 world-class midfielder. And Mount has to work exceptionally hard to support Kante because we know what Jorginho's about. So I want to get your take. Do you think that they've got what it takes for 90 minutes without a Kovacic to progress the ball well enough to create enough chances to score as well as nullify them?
It's a 2-pronged question there, John. I think so. An answer could be found to some extent in the first leg, because you can look at basically all of Madrid's touches, all of their losing the ball, and all their passes. They were going down the channels and the wings, which is exactly what Chelsea want, because Madrid playing vertically is what they want to do. They want to use their midfielders to do that, but they were forced out wide. So in the first leg, Chelsea midfield did a great job of that. And I think progression-wise, Kante, as we've touched on, was the main guy doing that, really, at least out of Jorginho and Kante, completing 9 dribbles. And bar that first half bit where he passed to Benzema and Jorginho looked at him as if, what team are you playing for? He was brilliant. So I think in the second leg, Madrid are probably going to try something a bit different. And they're probably going to go... They're going to go away from the back 3, but I would expect them to be a bit more based centrally. I think they looked at that first leg and thought, we've got to try and keep the ball in the middle with Kroos and Modric and just try and play vertically. So I think it'll be a bigger test. But absolutely, though, I do think the Chelsea midfield's got it. I think Jorginho, unless Chelsea go down to 10 men, Jorginho will be great positionally, and he did so in the first leg.
How does it change it, Alex, if they go in a back 4 as opposed to 3 then, for us, looking at the way we play? How does it change?
For how you guys play?
Yeah.
You could kind of see it when Madrid switched to mainly of a back 4 in the second leg, because they're going to probably play Nacho at left back, like they did after about 10 minutes when they realised their back 3 was going horribly wrong. And they look a lot more solid in the wider areas, but open to being guarded down the back over the top, because we saw Azpilicueta especially making those runs in behind. So I think for a back 4 for Chelsea, it changes it in the sense of, I think a balls in behind will be a lot more effective, especially since Varane's out for this game, I believe. Whereas a back 3, I guess it was a bit more. They seem to be a bit more strong in the wider areas a little bit, but yeah, I've answered it.
Do you think back 4 makes them more able to play through the middle as opposed to just going down the wings?
Yes, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they'll be able to retain possession a lot better that way.
Yeah, because it'll allow Casemiro to drop deep, and that's like a pivot and bring him out of midfield. Yeah,
we need to fucking hack Casemiro, man. He's a filthy. He's a bastard. He's a filthy bastard.
He needs to hack down Toni Kroos. It's the best part of the Champions League. If you take him out of the game, Madrid will be completely nullified.
Yeah, that's the
thing as well. Modric rested on the weekend, and they weren't rested
money
on
mates
the first leg too. Which is, I'm not saying that's exactly why we dominated, but that's a factor to it. We'll take all the confidence out of our midfield as well, because Kante and Jorginho both had amazing performances. But them two against a fresh Madrid midfield, I think that's going to be the real test for us tomorrow.
But I draw confidence from. I saw one play when Mount ran away from their midfield, and those midfielders were chasing, their legs just were out from them. The thing is, what I was concerned about in our first leg is how vulnerable you look from corners. I didn't their set pieces were kind of causing us trouble. If you think about, they scored off one and they got I think 2 contacts in the box with the head. Militao, and then Benzema with the flick up and then scored. And then if you look at the Varane chance, which he should probably have done better with, it's kind of concerning. Every time they took the corners, they kind of looked dangerous, and they kind of scored off a corner this weekend as well. So I think we really need to. It's the small details at this level. It's really the fine margins. You lose concentration once, and that's where a Benzema will take advantage of you.
Do you know what annoys me about the corners? Just like you mentioned, even when we have a corner, the problem with that is that one of our biggest assets is our shape. Tuchel sets us up so that we're in a good shape balance that Real Madrid really struggled with. And then whenever there's a set piece, our shape goes out the window. Like there was one time where Chilwell took a corner, but he took a corner on the right side. So when the ball came back into play, he was completely like the other side of the pitch from where he should have been. And then Real Madrid can break on us and we just look in disarray. So like you're saying, the fine margins of those little corners, scary for me, man. Really scary.
You don't want to make it. You don't want to take a corner, pump it in there when you know you haven't really got anyone with height in there apart from your central defenders, who really you don't want them to push up and be in there, or maybe one of them, but not both of them. So I think if Tuchel wants to play with the forward line, I think he's going to play. It's all about playing on the floor. And pinging a ball over their defence for space to run into, because at some point in this game they are going to have to press us and come forward, and that's where we're going to have to, cancel them out with the space left in behind them, because we know we've got enough trickery to do Courtois if it is a one-on-one or whatever situation. Do
they need to go forward in numbers? Because, like we said, they're going to have Toni Kroos on the pitch. You can pick anybody out. And in a sense of a counter-attack, it's only about, do we leave spaces exposed? Because if we leave spaces exposed, then it allows them to counter-attack us. And it doesn't even have to be in numbers. It just has to be the front three if they can pick the right ball out.
If they press us, like how I envision, like as in they really need to go for a win, they're going to have a lot of possession. Naturally, Kroos will sit back of the three. Casemiro's there to destroy in case we do break. So I think Modric is the one you're going to see push forward more with his trickery and his nice passing and ability of movement. That's when Kante's got to break them up and stop them going down the middle. Let them go down the wings, because we'll have potentially Reece James or Azpilicueta and then Chilwell. I'm not too worried. I think where I worry is their counter. I think they're more dangerous as a counter-attacking team. So if we are pressing them, which I don't think we will, that's where they'll hit us.
I have a question for you guys. I don't watch Real Madrid as well. How is Mendy defensively?
Very good.
Oh, he's very good.
Very, very good. Yeah. Probably their best defender, at least at fullback.
And he's good. I know he's good in attack too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, so
he used to be not.
He's a big player.
Who are you referring to?
I'm pretty sure Mendy at the start of his career, like, he weren't that great, because I think
if they start Mendy,
weren't liking him too much at the start.
If they start Mendy, Reece James has to start as well.
Why do you think that is?
He'll burn us.
Pace. We need pace, though.
No, but we're not really. We're not trying to push forward like that, so we don't need.
I think Aspie will be right.
I'm worried about Aspie's pace. That's all, Oscar. I'm just
but Aspie won't push forward.
Worried about his pace.
But you can have Aspie and AC both on that right hand side. They're both going to be double teaming.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Pata. I'd much prefer to see Reece James than Aspie in this game. But
if Mendy starts,
I understand.
You know, Reece James ain't playing this game. It's going to be Aspie on the right side, though.
Yeah, it has to be. You want this experience. Yeah, it has to be, because he's our captain as well, and I would rather have.
I'm just worried about the pace.
But like the thing is, like Reece James, when he sits back as an actual right back, he doesn't get beaten a lot by wingers. He consistently it's a battle. Do you know what I mean? If Hazard's trying to go up against him, it's a battle. If Ferland Mendy's going to try and beat him, it's a battle. I feel like with age, Aspie has got a little bit worse at that, and I feel like we could be susceptible to it.
Yeah, but Aspie's not going to bomb forward like maybe Reece James might bomb forward. I'm not
even talking about bombing forward.
Yeah, but Aspie will the way he will play, in my mind, is he's going to be all about positional game tomorrow. It's about, I've got to be in the right position at the right time to be able to either catch up or get close to Mendy or whoever's bombing it down that side. That's just going to be his main focus, and he's going to have cover with Christensen.
Can you, like Tuchel's selection can be a bit mad. Can you imagine Tuchel just randomly picks Hudson-Odoi in the right wing back, just throws us all off again, again.
He might do.
It would just throw off the whole fan base yet again.
I think if Odoi did play, he'd make them wet themselves. Personally,
yeah, so do I.
His pace is so dangerous
in an attacking way. Yeah,
yeah.
In the first leg,
do we see Hudson-Odoi starting this game? Like, I could see him maybe coming off the bench. That's about it.
Definitely. I only see him being introduced if we're losing and we need a goal
off the bench. Yeah,
I think Tuchel will be looking at looking at the defensive thing though. Even with Mendy, I think he'll be looking at Azpilicueta. I was just checking the tackle success rate. Reece James has won about 50% of his tackles. Azpilicueta is up at 60, and like we can't forget, even though Vinicius was absent in that first leg, he is, in my opinion, the complete main threat. If Vinicius is able to run the channel, then Chelsea are in big trouble. So I think Azpilicueta will start again, and Tuchel will try and recreate the right-hand side dominance that they had.
And if he doesn't deliver, if
Alex
doesn't deliver, then he'll switch it. He'll put James on.
Alex, you reckon if Vinicius is on form, the best person to stop him is Aspi and not Reece James?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's different.
If we're saying about the most key threat, though, are we not thinking about Eden Hazard?
No, I'm thinking about Benzema. That's the only player where I'm really scared of, because I think what has it for us is we're going off of what we know.
They're gonna rely on Benzema. There's no way they're gonna rely on Hazard to destroy the.
I'm only just going off the quotes I've heard about Eden Hazard leading up to this game. Apparently, he's incredibly motivated for this game.
Why
believes it could be a before-after moment in his Real Madrid career, and by taking the club to the Champions League final, he'd earn the club and the fans' love and respect. And us as Chelsea fans, we all know what a motivated Eden Hazard's like.
That is
and I feel like we're in real trouble in terms of that, because he hasn't had a Champions League key moments yet. Lewis, and we could be looking at it right in front of our eyes against us tomorrow.
That's what I was alluding to, though. That's what I was alluding to. I was like, it's like we know what he can do. You feel me? So, like, in our minds, we know a Hazard that can turn up.
Yeah, but we've got.
But like that's what
Kante.
I'm saying, though.
We've got Kante.
I know,
Kante,
but that's what I'm
if
saying.
Necessary, Kante
like,
will
not
just
everybody in the world is like other than Chelsea fans. We're looking at Hazard right now. It's like, okay, I think, it's really hard. I think he didn't take care of himself early on, so sometimes your mind can do more than what your body is allowing you to. Sometimes we know he has class and all that. We know that, but it's for me, Benzema. You seen. It's just that one chance that he gets. He just takes the ball up and like takes a shot, and it's like on target and in the net. You know what I mean? It's that clinical nature for me that when I think of a Real Madrid, I'm like, holy crap. But the thing that it kind of motivates me, I seen I don't know how I think they're good away from home, but did they face any like top teams in the Champions League?
Yeah.
But I seen how Liverpool were getting chances at their place, which is kind of encouraging. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're gonna play we're probably not gonna play like that, but
they are not the force they used to be. They are playing on sheer experience.
Yeah,
and
aging players. To be fair, like EuroExpert said, that most of the players like around above 30 plus. So I mean, they got the experience, but have they got
if we run the game with possession and they've got to chase the ball, they will get tired, man. They will.
Yeah,
get
and
tired.
just to hit on the Hazard thing, because for me, like maybe this is a bit harsher, I guess. But to me, Hazard saying he's motivated and fit, that just reminds me of Bale moving to Tottenham and saying, this is where I want to play football. And it's not just based off his performances being weak. In the 7 years Hazard was at Chelsea, he missed like about 30 games for injury, and he had about 13 separate injuries. In the last 2 years at Real, he's had the same. So it's not even just that he turned up overweight and he's not been putting himself there in training. He's had so many injuries. I just don't think maybe tomorrow is where he proved me wrong. I'm happy to be proved wrong because Eden Hazard on a night where he's on it is a lot of fun to watch.
Do you play on the weekend though? Sorry.
I've got it.
I think he got some minutes. I saw like a backheel pass that he made.
Yeah, he came. He started. He started.
Yeah.
He started as centre attack mid. But yeah, for me, Hazard tomorrow thinks the time he has to prove it. But for me, I think he's just a completely different player to what we saw at Chelsea, which is quite sad to see. But that's just me.
Yeah, because we're all. So
you feel like we shouldn't be as worried about Eden Hazard as we sound like.
Yeah, I'd be more worried if, let's say, Chelsea's right hand side was not strong. I'd be way more worried about Vinicius than Hazard.
Yeah, because Hazard is not the
Slightly more
Hazard
That's
at
crazy.
Chelsea.
I know
Yeah, but
it's
he's not-
crazy, but it's true for me.
Yeah, but he's not
I feel like-
Chelsea. He's not like he was at Chelsea. He's not playing like that. He's hardly played.
You reckon
Yeah,
that
but
the injuries that he's got?
Hazard is a moment's player, man. He could just turn up in one given moment. He doesn't have to play well for 90
Let's be
minutes.
honest.
But that's the
let's be
Chelsea
honest.
fan.
Here's the thing,
Big-
though.
big-
To be honest,
there's
That's
been
a
big
Chelsea
games,
statement,
though.
man.
There's
from
been
the
big
last
games
60
against
minutes that we
Barcelona.
saw against
He
Real
didn't turn
Madrid,
up.
he didn't really look like he tried to take the game by the scruff of his neck. It was like he was playing it safe for the most part. I didn't really see him try to do anything or try and create anything.
I think
big.
it's the way they play, you know, Lewis.
I think it's also because he hasn't got that ability. He's missed 32 games this season for injury. I just counted up. 32. That's like half the season gone. He's only played 10 games. He started 6 times.
Plus.
And you know what, guys? Yeah, we always go on like, Hazard's a big game. There's been a lot of games under Chelsea, like the Barcelona away leg, where Willian was our best player by far, and Hazard never turned up.
That's one game, Johnny.
I know, but there are some games.
That's like one of Willian's best runs in his Chelsea career. Just that little period around both of the Barca games. Like, other than that, though, and Project Restart, we ain't ever seen that Willian.
I will say, I'm brave to come. I'm brave to come on the Chelsea channel and say Eden Hazard's bad. It takes someone crazy to come on this channel and say Eden Hazard, Williams was a little better.
I'm gonna give you something now. That is that just shows that we have got we got a big player in our side. All right. Here we go. You ready? All right. Frank Lampard, 100 games, 94 starts, 6 sub appearances. Mason Mount, 100 games, 83 starts, sub appearances 17. All right. So Lamps had 6 sub appearances, Mason Mount 17. Lampard, 15 goals and 7 assists, no penalties. Mason Mount, 16 goals, 13 assists, and 1 penalty. Minutes per goal, 568 for Lampard.
Oh my god.
461.1 for Mason Mount. Minutes per non-penalty goal, 568. Mason Mount, 491.8. Minutes per goal or assist, 387.2. Mason Mount, 254.4. We are talking about a 22-year-old who's going to overtake Frankie Lampard. I'm telling you, he's going to overtake Lampard.
So what are you saying, Johnny? You're saying Mason Mount's going to be a bigger legend than Frank Lampard. That's what you're saying, right?
I think he's already on the path. He's already on the path.
You know the thing is, though.
Johnny, come on, say it with your chest. Don't start. Say it with your chest. Mason Mount's going to be a better legend than Frank Lampard. Come on.
Bro, they're two different players, man. They don't play the same
You definitely know Mount's dad.
Welcome to the Brexit lecture, ladies and gents.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
BBA.
It's like Johnny's statement, as much as I think he's outlandish, is not far-fetched. Because if Mount starts banging in like goals from outside the box regularly,
it's not.
Can you because athletically Mount is more applicable than Lampard was, to be honest, getting up and down the pitch. And his mentality is like top notch. Like, that's one thing I can give Mount. Like, his mentality is up there. So, but
Mount,
I don't think.
Sorry, Terry, go on.
Personally, I don't think. I don't think Mount will touch Lampard's numbers.
I was gonna say
because they're different players, bro.
I was gonna say just as a counter to Johnny, because there's some lot of numbers there. I was just looking at Mount's goals this season. They've come against West Brom, Morecambe, Fulham, Sheffield, Southampton, West Brom again, and then Porto and Liverpool. I think it's a bit much to say already that he's going to be matching Frank Lampard's thing. I mean, maybe he will, but I think it's just a bit early to overhype that now.
Lampard came at 22. Lampard came to Chelsea at 22. Mount has played a season at the age of 21. He's now just turned 22. So potentially, they're starting off at similar age now. He's got more games under his belt than Lampard, very slightly. So, let's just keep an eye on it. Is what I'm saying. Keep an eye
Yeah,
on it.
I can't agree what you just said with like Mount and Lampard. That's too mad for me. It's Frank Lampard. Like he's literally one of our greatest players ever, or the greatest to some.
I think Lampard's worried. I think when he was training him, he was
He's
worried.
worried.
I think he's worried, man.
Is that why Frank Lampard played him every game? Because he's worried.
No, that's why Frank Lampard played him in a double pivot. He said, "You won't fucking score here, mate."
I'll be fast on that. Alright, if we take this back to the Madrid-Chelsea game, the one question I want to ask, because I know this is where everyone's going to start debating over, is who starts in the front three? Because for me, the only shoe-in that we have is that Mason Mount is going to start. Other than that, it's Christian Pulisic, who had an amazing game in the first leg and didn't play against Fulham. Timo Werner, who, to be honest, we could still use him for his runs, even though we know his finishing is going to be frustrating for the full 90 minutes. And then there's Kai Havertz, who also had an amazing game against Fulham and probably can't be dropped based on that too. Who's everyone's thoughts to the front three? Cos, we haven't heard from you, so I'll start with you. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. I think we should keep it totally the same because as much
same
as
from Fulham or same from Madrid?
Same from Madrid as last time. As much as Timo Werner is struggling, I still think that he has a lot to offer the team. Because what we saw. What we saw against Real Madrid in the first leg is that when in that half space, Werner was dragging out defenders. So what you saw was Nacho and Militao getting so close to him, and then he freed up space towards their half space. So you saw Azpilicueta one time, he ran around the corner, and Jorginho failed to make that pass, and then that's how our first goal came as well, when the ball dropped down to Timo Werner, and then there was space for Pulisic to run in behind. So I think we should keep it the same because although Werner won't get goals like that because I think his confidence is down and whatnot, and he's not being as clinical as he's been in past seasons, I still think that he can provide some sort of movement that will create a little bit of opening for us. And we just need that one time that someone needs to finish the ball when that opportunity arises. So at the end of the day, if we keep it the same, then I'm pretty sure we'll bag, man.
Anyone feeling anything different?
I 100% agree.
My front three would definitely be Pulisic, and as even a Timo fanboy, I would start Kai Havertz this game, not Timo Werner. Timo Werner as a bench player, as an impact player, maybe for me. So
in the mud.
So literally no, what's it? Fater. Yeah, like I just can't see Timo like starting this game after Kai Havertz's performance, and Pulisic's been amazing on that left side. So yeah, like it's got to be Kai Havertz in the middle.
The thing with me is the only questionable front three out of that is that Werner Havertz because it's like it's playoff purely. It's like the guy is on a heat check map, so you got to keep starting him. I think Tuchel did rest him because he knows he's playing him in this next game. And Kazilla made a good point. Like a lot of people would say like Werner just runs in straight lines, but the movements he does is actually meaningful and it brings other aspects of our game into play. The thing is, like, I understand that Havertz scored 2 goals, but I remember he had a brilliant play game against Crystal Palace, and like the next game he didn't. I don't know who. I think it was Man City next, no, or someone else. But it didn't really go game by game. Like it proved that he was gonna do the same thing next game. I think Havertz is a good option off the bench, but seeing how I think it all depends because I don't know if Real Madrid is gonna do that 4-3-3 or they're gonna try to match with us system for system. So that it's Tuchel's call on that with Havertz and Werner. So that's the only questionable one. You have to have Mount because Mount does a lot of tucking in the midfield and he's dynamic. And Pulisic is on form. You got to play him. So it's just Werner Havertz. Who you want?
I would bring on Pulisic from the bench for the tomorrow's game, and yeah, I would put Mount, Havertz, and Werner if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
is there a reason why
it's a bit of conundrum, but it's a good conundrum that Tuchel gonna have to have to make for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I think I'd rather play Werner. If Sergio Ramos is playing, I'd rather play Werner because Werner is more like quick and Sergio Ramos is aging.
I think it'll be a situation of like who should play versus who will play. Because I think Havertz probably should play. Because I know we like Werner drifting out, creating space. Havertz can do that same thing. I think Werner will start for the reasons we're talking about, the runs in behind. It's very frustrating to watch him because when you watch him, he makes great runs almost every game. I mean, he's always in the right space. It's just a matter of getting him the ball or him finishing. I think Real will play the 4-3-3. That's what they played on the weekend. I think if they're healthy, that's what they prefer to play. So if Mendy and Ramos are back, they'll play that. They had Hazard in the midfield at the weekend. I don't know if they'll do that per se. It'll be Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro. But I could see him playing up top on the left wing for Vinicius.
I think,
especially in this game. Go ahead, Fatih.
I was gonna say that I think the main important thing is that the services that to the front three has got to be perfect. I think last week it's a bit poor. Kante and Pulisic constantly overrating passes, but still people still blame Werner for that miss.
What?
And I think it's not just them two.
There was last week.
Nah, it's not just them two. I think Jorginho needs to step up as well because there was that one key pass he should have made, but he looked to play it more conservative when Aspilicueta ran.
That was so frustrating, bro.
So he should have made that. He should have made that pass as well.
Jorginho plays like he's playing on the beach, man. He needs to step it up. I agree.
If this could be a game where
he's running in the sand.
If Kante can find, because he occasionally does play a great pass or two, but if this can be a game where, because he had the ball all game against Real last time they played, he was carrying the ball the whole time. If there's a similar scenario like that, if he can just make that one or two passes, I think you'll see a few more chances for us.
Yeah.
But I don't expect anything from Jorginho as far as passing the ball forward. He's in there to keep the ball, move it side to side. Like that's just what he does. We know that by now.
What we need from Kante is that.
But that's limiting, though, don't you think?
It's very limiting. It's very limiting, but I just don't see another scenario unless he plays Mount in the pivot and starts Havertz and Werner up top.
I wouldn't say it's just side to side for him. I'd say a bit more diagonal.
Bro,
as well.
it's side to side, Lewis.
He has that pass in his locker. He just doesn't always trust himself to play it. We've seen him play like against Porto. He played that forward ball into Mount that was brilliant. Against Watford last season, Tammy Abraham scored that goal, which was an excellent Jorginho ball.
Southampton.
In behind. No, I'm talking. Or maybe it was Southampton. No, Southampton was Cho.
This season Southampton. Timo Werner, I think it was.
Yeah.
You're right, cause
that's a signature pass, though.
I was talking about Watford for Tammy last season, but he can do it. Jorginho can do it, and I think there's a difference when
can I say one
from the team, because when Tuchel tells them to do it, like against Liverpool this season, you could see Kante played that ball into Mount for Mount's goal. Like when it's like a clear instruction to do it, they do it, even against Man City. But I feel like sometimes it's not their natural state, so they don't try it.
You know how I see it with Jorginho? I see like, you go for a walk in the park, right? You see the pond there, and Jorginho's there sitting duck, just chilling. The moment you throw that bread, he's gone. I think you need to, the players need to throw that bread for him.
Bread,
throw the bread to get him ticking. Keep him on his toes. You know what I'm saying? Go and feed the duck. You need to feed Jorginho.
Go feed the duck.
Feed him with intensity.
I'm the other way around. He's the feeder.
No, but he doesn't, unless you get him going and ticking. He doesn't do it on his own accord. Is what I'm saying. He needs a catalyst.
I think it's been so burned into him over the last few seasons, and even his seasons with Sarri, to maintain possession of the ball at all costs. Like
I think that's what it is.
Those balls over the top, if they hit, they're great, but they are few and far between. And we kind of got spoiled with Fabregas.
He's not a Fabregas, yeah, exactly.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Can I say Jorginho off the ball is on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He got his chance to shine in the cup.
Yeah.
No,
when he
but
comes
it's
back,
like,
we'll let him talk.
it's just like though, like you're a midfielder, and I know sometimes he doesn't have it in it, but like it's clear to see that he can play a pass over the top to that ass speed run. Like, and then Marcelo messed up. Like Marcelo was in no man's land, so Marcelo wanted to play that offside trap too, like so bad, but he messed up. He even curved, so it's just frustrating because
I think Fata hit the nail on the head in the sense that when we're in that progressive stage, we need to capitalize on that and make sure, even if it's not a defense splitting ball, that we make a pass to our player to hold the ball and not lose it in progression. That's the frustrating part of the game in the first leg. If we can make sure that we keep possession, progressing the ball, even if it's not a decisive chance creation, so to speak, I think that would be an improvement to the first leg, because I think we can still capitalise on that as a second wave to our attack.
I definitely think we're going to be a lot more pragmatic this game because because they're going to have a lot more guys back. So from what I've seen, from when I watched the game back, Real Madrid, they love to progress and attack through that left hand side, and plus they're going to have Ferland Mendy back. So a lot of the time when Kante was picking up the ball, when we alleviated the press, Kante got the ball from that from our right half space, so their left hand side, because Danny Carvajal kept on not Danny Carvajal, sorry, it was Marcelo kept on pushing up. So we're not going to get as much freedom in that space because Ferland Mendy has a good recovery pace and it's going to be a lot more difficult to deal with. So at the end of the day, we're going to have to rely on our movement from our attackers to try and create space, and then we're going to try and have to get in between the defenders and try and create something from there. But I don't think we're going to enjoy as much of the ball, and in terms of the press, it's going to be a lot more difficult because they're going to have a lot more players back, man.
Do you not think, right? Because you know Mount, he goes there to sort of form a 3-man midfield with Kante, Jorginho, and nullify or put pressure on their three of midfield. When he gets the ball, or we retain possession of them when we get the ball, it's hard for Mount to then just quickly get into a position to then progress or attack. Or he might do it a few times, but it's not every time. Do you not feel with like Havertz playing, he can meet halfway, so to speak, just drop in a bit, drift off their centre backs, come more in, so that when we do press them and we win the ball back, Kante's got a nice and easy ball, or Mount's got a simple ball to make to Havertz for him to hold or link up with him, and then that could be a part of our progressive game, as opposed to relying on Kante to carry it forward to try and feed Mount, or because we know he hasn't got a ball in him. It's just the way Kante is. He's not that type of player, unless it's a very simple ball. Do you get what I'm saying? As opposed to say having a Werner, because I think Pulisic has to play. So.
They definitely had a really nice connection at the weekend, Havertz and Mount. They seemed to really they were feeding off each other really well with their little 1-2s, and Havertz sinking back just enough to take that ball early from the midfield.
That's what I mean.
I think Kaz is right. We're not going to see Kante with the ball by himself as much this game, especially with the 4-3-3. But that could make sense to have Mount drop back a little further to help take that first pass when we recover the ball.
Get it to Havertz, who we know will hold the ball up really well, and he'll hold it better up than Werner.
Pulisic can run in behind as well. If Havertz comes and gets the ball from Mount, Pulisic can get in behind.
Yeah,
Chilwell will be big in this game too. He's gonna have to create something. I think we'll have to see Chilwell do something,
or just not give the ball away. Don't give the ball away.
I think a lack of a focal point helped us in that game against Real Madrid because the defenders didn't know who to attack and who to close down straight away. So then, if we do play Havertz,
with Werner, then
Yeah,
Yeah,
if we
same,
do
yeah.
if we do play Havertz, the defenders are going to know who to close down straight away, and it's going to be a lot harder for us to create chances and
Because
move.
if the Fulham game is anything to go by, Havertz is very drifty. Like he doesn't stay in one place up there. He's not like a Giroud who they can lock down. He moves to the left and to the right. So we could still have that fluidity with him.
Yeah.
Well, you heard him after the game too. He said he loves that role of the false 9, number 10. So that's where he feels the most comfortable. He loves to drift. He loves to have the ball. He loves to create, play 1-2s, get in behind. I think that's where he thrives.
I think
the issue is the pace in behind. If there's no Werner, it's got to come from Pulisic. If there's Werner, then he can be the one to make those runs. But that's the dilemma for sure. Is that who plays up top?
This is a Tuchel call now.
For me, as long as we have one of the Havertz per amount, we should be fine. And then you just need 2 runners on either side.
But who you
It's
prefer,
just like we
Lewis?
say
Is
all
what
the
I'm
time, but
asking.
take the chances when they fucking come. Go on, Johnny. What are you saying?
Who do you prefer in this situation? Like, do you prefer a Havertz or do you prefer a Werner? Like, because I think it's gonna be different to the first leg. This game, it's gonna be different. So, do you feel more confident with a Havertz up front, who
I feel like
he will hold the ball?
I'd say differently, and I prefer having the Havertz off the bench to a Werner off the bench. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Does anyone remember any game this season where Werner's come off the bench and played well?
Leicester.
I don't recall any. We know how good Pulisic is off the bench.
Yeah, he was quite bright against Leicester.
Leicester, the game we lost 2-0.
Yeah, he was quite bright. Let's be honest.
Well, Lewis, I wouldn't say times he's come off the bench and played well, but times he's come off the bench and created chances and been a different type of threat, like that Fulham game. There is like an idea for that, I think.
I know, but like if the Fulham game's our best example, that's when we missed.
No, you're right. You've answered it for me, Lewis. You've answered it.
But if we're playing Werner, we're going to have to accept that.
I'd rather Werner start than we bring him off the bench. I think we could bring better options off the bench whenever we needed it. Because if we bring a substitute, it's going to be for a reason. Whereas, let's say Werner, it sounds terrible. Even if Werner comes on and starts and plays terribly, at the very least you can take him off. I'd rather not him as an option to bring off the bench.
I need to win the game or hold the game. Yeah, Havertz is more to hold the game, keep a clean sheet, keep it tight, retain possession. Whereas Werner's more attack minded. He's all about attack. He's not going to give you that defensive side as much.
And if you look at like when we played them the last game, I think Havertz when he came off the bench was looking decent. Good. So
yeah, he did. Yeah. Ziyech and him, they did for like 5-10 minutes, and then it kind of went a bit stagnate. But yeah, I agree. Off the bench is a better chess move for Tuchel, I think.
And Havertz did pretty good coming off the bench in the first leg. He was a bit more defensive, tracking back. He picked Hazard's pocket a couple times. Yeah, I mean could be a better possibility. I think he'll probably start Timo.
Where's your shocker in the lineup? Who do you think's your shocker? Who's going to be the one that you go, I never saw that coming?
I don't know, man. I think it's.
I just expect
a shocker.
Can I just ask you guys, what have you kind of agreed on before I joined? Do you think Aspie's going to play right wing back or not?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see it, but I think that's what's going to
It makes sense.
Yeah, I don't
okay, let's say he doesn't. Just quickly, let's say he doesn't. Does he then play right centre back, or is he then drop?
Christensen's playing.
Nah, Christensen must
I
be
think
playing.
he's
He's at the Preston, didn't he?
Are you on about Aspie, just to say?
I just don't think you can drop Aspie, and you can't drop Christensen.
That would be the only.
So I think they're forced to make this change, forced to make this decision in a way, because they're both playing well, they're both performing, and they both offer you something really important in our defence. So I think if you're going to try and win the game, if you're behind, you need to win the game. Then maybe you slip Aspie into right centre back, And then you put on
Hudson-Odoi.
Odoi
Talk
or
about
James.
such
Or
positions to be. Let's not concede.
I think Aspie.
But yeah, what I will say, Aspie's definitely playing that game. He's 100%
In
playing
the event we
against Madrid.
concede,
There's
I
no
don't want us
doubt.
to, obviously, but yeah, in the event that we do.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think the lineup will pretty much be chalk. I think as far as most of the positions go, that would be probably the only shocker is if Aspie didn't start. That would probably be a little bit of a shock.
Yeah,
but I think 10 out of the 11 positions aside from striker are pretty much already set in stone for this one.
Who's the ref? Do you know?
God knows. I think
He's
it's a
not
Portuguese
bald.
ref.
He has hair.
Apparently, there was a rumor, not rumor. There's like a thing going on, like a 2012, like the
What, the
referee
Turkish
who
guy?
refereed in 2012, born.
Are we doing another coincidence?
Yeah, born in November the 23rd or something, and this referee's born in November the 23rd. Yeah,
we doing birth dates now.
Pardon?
Are we doing birth dates now?
It's literally got that bad, honestly.
Hey, bro,
I saw it on Twitter.
He's a Leo.
Hey, bud. See, do you know how many comparisons you can make from 2008 as well? This is why I don't love it too much.
I think another point that we need to watch out for is
It is another one.
1 second.
Oh, sorry.
One thing we need to watch out for as well is Real Madrid from set plays, because I think that's where they're going to get us.
I agree with you on that, but we're usually good on set pieces as well. That's why I think it goes both ways. It's about who slips.
Real Madrid aren't usually that good from set plays either. This is kind of a weird. That was a big surprise.
But now they have Ramos back. That immediately another step better.
But Kazilla, before you came on the stream, I was saying that I didn't like how we their set plays. They looking dangerous, and normally we're pretty solid. There are two chances, the goal, and I think Varane had a chance, which he should have done better with. That I was like, all right, what's going on with these set pieces? And they were winning like the first and second contacts in the box that I didn't like.
Exactly, bro. If Ramos was on the end of that, you know what's going in. But I think Zuma not being in the back line, in terms of the aerial ability, is going to be a miss for us. In the sense that because what he provides for us in the box and in the opposite box as well. But I think we should keep it the same either way. But at the end of it, we just got to be more like attentive and a lot more focused when we defend set pieces, man.
The only way I see them scoring from like corners, set pieces is when we clear the ball. Like in the first leg, I noticed there was a few chances and they shot on it. You know, it's going to be a deflection and go in type goal. I can't see them creating like a clear chance with how well.
As long as
playing
it's not another fucking short corner, it's all right.
Yeah.
Not again. Like honestly, if we concede another short corner, we have serious questions.
What was wrong with that? Like, why didn't we get out? Why weren't we more alert on that?
Everyone was in the box. Like there was just no one there stopping it or even thinking about it.
Loft it in. That's why.
No one cross. It's just a peach of a pass.
Do you know what? I think Mount's got to be 30 in this game. Like, really, just do not let him go. Be a wasp. Pest them all game, man.
Yeah, but I don't think Mount's going to be the worry for this game. Like, I'm going in there confident Mason Mount's going to have a good game regardless.
No, but in the sense of his pressing on
even
Modric
the back three, to be honest, like the whole back three, I think Rudiger, Silva, and Christensen's our best back three. Right now. So I'm not worried about that. And defensively, we've been solid since Tuchel's joined. So really and truly, I'm more worried because of the importance of the game. Yeah. In terms of us actually facing Real Madrid, like in the case of 90 minutes, I think we can beat them. I think we can hold them to a 0-0 draw if we wanted to. And a 0-0 draw takes us to the final anyway. So if it wasn't the Champions League semi-final, I'd be confident going into this game. It's only because it's the Champions League semi-final second leg and because of everything that rides on it. Yeah. That's the only reason why I'm worried. It's only because of the occasion.
Do you know what I want to see actually? That will give us a different side to our game or offer. I want to see Thiago Silva have an absolute worldie in the sense that he can play that quarterback role, playing balls out to relieve us. Do you know what I mean? Or playing that classy ball like a John Terry would do, like out left or right to Pulisic or Werner, and where we can hit them and just completely take out their whole midfield. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to see that from Thiago. I need to see something like that.
Or bury a big header on a set piece. That would be
Yeah, that as well. That goes without saying. But out of all of our centre backs, he's like the best at that. He's our best ball playing centre back. So I want to see him play it out like with a bit of like real intent. You know what I mean?
Are we pulling for PSG today or what?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but
want
they ain't
City.
going through. They ain't going through. I don't think they win 2-0 at the Etihad. Not with
For
Man
me,
City defense.
yeah.
I don't want to
But don't
play.
they
I
just
don't want to
need
play City in a final,
PSG
man.
bottled it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I hear
I would
that,
want
but I
City.
still
I
think we
would want
beat
City.
them. Would you rather face City in their first final or PSG in their second in 2 years after losing the
PSG, I
last
still
one?
rather play
PSG.
PSG.
No,
I'd rather face PSG.
I think PSG would probably go and win their final.
That's
Whereas
the thing.
with-
I'd
with
rather we go
I
for
think Man City will go and win
Look,
that final.
if we
No,
play
I think
I don't think
PSG, if we play PSG, it's Tuchel versus Poch, man.
Yeah.
And he knows those players. Tuchel knows every single one of those
no,
players.
Aguero's last game in the Champions League final.
I don't want
Oh,
City, man.
Imagine the
Oh,
motive
okay,
against
okay.
City, bro.
No.
Aguero will not play in the Champions
Aguero
League final.
loves the game. His last game, Champions League final against the top 6 side, he scored the most against. Like, if you want to talk about written in the stars,
Written.
He's probably
Until
not
next
good
year.
enough.
might be
Until
on
I
next
think
year
it will
when
be
he
equally as
might be
tough
fair.
anyway. I don't think that's.
And
You know
that's
what?
a
I
that's
get
a
all
level of
it.
Both of
comparison
them,
right
it's like a baptism by fire, regardless. We're going to suffer either way. But
I did say at the
I
start
don't
of the
know, because I
season,
was
the
going to
only
say
way.
City before I keep the Aguero factor. Now I'm not sure.
Well,
You
until
know what,
next
Liz?
season when Aguero's with us in the final again.
I
There you
said I said at the start of the season, the only way City will win the Champions League is if Aguero's playing in their side. That's the only way they're going to win it, and I genuinely believe that. Like, and that was at the start of the season, and he's been out the whole flipping season, and now he's just come back. It's a bit concerning.
Well, he's been fit for months. He just hasn't played.
Yeah, I just think
Yeah,
He's
he's
been
been.
bench
Yeah,
every game.
yeah, you're right.
He scored a great goal at the weekend too. It was a really nice
it's a
goal.
big game
but
plan.
that was he only played because he's
maybe
not
Pep-
playing in the
maybe-
Champions League.
Maybe Pep's saving Aguero for like something like this then.
I mean,
No, I
I
just think
probably won't
he's
start
being
tonight.
phased out. It's just like
You never know with Pep.
when a player's leaving, though, like if you look at it from a psychological standpoint, it can either go one or two ways. Their like mind is already checked out, and they're thinking about like their next adventures. Are they going to give their 100% to the team?
But
he
it's
doesn't wanna
even-
get injured
depends
either.
on context. Aguero's
Yeah.
a Man City legend. If he's their highest goal scorer, he's not just checking out. Especially with
could be a drop attack
Champions
moment.
League final.
But on the flip
Lewis-
side, whenever City have played a striker this season, it's usually gone badly because they're so used to playing without one. So if you play Aguero as an out-and-out forward, it might disrupt the rest of their system. So it kind of
There's no
disrupt the
chance
rest of
Pep
the
starts
team.
Aguero in the final.
For me,
Alex, do
it's
you
not
think-
even about
do you think-
Aguero. It's just the fact that we just beat City. We play them again next week, and then we got to play them again in the final. That'd be horrible.
I don't want to
Alex,
play
do you
them
think
5 times
PSG
in a
can
year.
beat City? Do you think they can? Do you think PSG can beat
Of course
them?
they can.
I mean, they beat Bayern
No.
and they beat.
Yeah, I know, but in the way City are playing and the way they do play and the advantage they have, and they're at home, do you think that PSG have got that mentality to do it, or do you think there's a block there?
This current, I don't think it's to do with mentality. I just think they messed up too far in the first leg. I mean, I won't go into it, but I think PSG they're lucky to get this far in the Champions League. But I think within the next 2 seasons they'll win the whole thing with Poch. I think they're past them.
Not with
They're
Poch,
past
they
them.
won't.
No, they're past them. They're past the mentality thing. It's that Atalanta victory last season completely changed the squad because they're now like look, they've got to the semi-finals almost with ease. Like the Bayern Munich game. The Bayern Munich game, that should have been, if that was last season, they probably would have gone straight out. But it's kind of shown that they've got, I think PSG now are a team where when they go out tonight, they're not going to go out and say, this is a missed opportunity. They'll probably go out and say, all right, we'll come back next season.
But are we going off a Champions League format last season where it's a one-off game and we didn't really see them over 2 legs?
I think they made it that made it harder. Atalanta were winning with like 5 minutes left, and PSG could have easily completely caved in, they did show a lot of character to get back into.
But then they had Tuchel, different ball game.
True.
Sorry guys, I'm just gonna drop my score prediction quickly because then I gotta go. 2-1 Chelsea for tomorrow. Thank you all, and have a good stream. Subscribe to Lewis. Subscribe to Lewis if you haven't.
And check out Loz' stream. Going live now.
Big up, Loz.
Cheers, boys.
EuroExpert, if you gotta jump out as well, no worries, man.
I'll jump out in a couple of minutes as well. But yeah, it's all right.
I'll
Lewis,
drop the
did you-
StreamYard link in as well if any of you guys want to come in and have your say too, because I know a few of you guys are asking. Who's that? Who said my name? Someone said
Lewis,
my name.
did you read the Lukaku article from yesterday?
Nah, but go on, educate me. What's he been saying?
They were talking to him about our semifinal with Real, and he said he spoke with Thibaut and Hazard, and he knows what they're looking to do in this game, and he's pulling for Madrid to beat Chelsea in the final, so that those two are ready for the Euros.
But do we even have any Belgian players in the squad?
No, we don't know. The headline was mostly though. The headline was mostly though Lukaku pulls for Real to beat Chelsea, who desperately want to sign him in the summer. It's
but here's the thing. I don't think Lukaku's happening anymore anyway. He
Yeah.
looks really at home at Inter Milan. They love him there. He's treated
got a
like
sour
a king.
taste. He's got a sour taste in his mouth because he could never
It's
do
not
it
a
at Chelsea.
sour taste.
Yeah, man. He's bitter
It's
towards
not
Chelsea.
sour. Nah, it's not that. It's just his boys are at Madrid. Courtois and Hazard. He's known them for years. And we ain't got any
Courtois,
Belgian
the
players. at
biggest
Chelsea.
rat.
Would you
Yeah,
be,
he's a dirty rat.
You know what I'd love to see, actually? Just against Courtois, just someone getting a goal between his legs. A team, anyone score a goal between his legs. That'd be beautiful to see.
I mean, as my
I just want a goal. I don't care.
Yeah, of course.
As my final word, I'll say
any type of goal, I'll still take.
I was going to say, as final word, I'd agree, Chris. I'd want to see Courtois get nutmegged and lose this. But overall, I think Chelsea are going to go through tomorrow. I think they've done enough in the first leg. And I think Madrid's main attacking wave is kind of gone. And I think Madrid are a lot less likely to win this game than I thought they would be in the first leg, based off what Tuchel's done. So I don't want to. If I'm wrong again, if I'm wrong, and you want to send hate to the EuroExpert, send it to @EuroExpert_ on Twitter. But if we keep the train going, absolutely. If we keep the train going, we keep the luck going. Every time I've been on, as the comment said at first, it looks like Chelsea will go through. But thanks for having me on, Lewis.
And if that does happen, we are definitely getting you in for the final.
Oh,
I don't give a
absolutely.
shit if we have to do it at midnight. We're getting you on.
Yo, Alex, thanks for jumping on, guys. If you want to see more from him, Twitter's down in the description below. Say for jumping on, man. Take care.
Big up, man.
Big up,
See you
Alex.
later, mate.
Take care.
You guys, StreamYard is still in the comment section if you guys want to get involved. Ryan, what are you saying, man? I haven't heard your thoughts yet.
Yo, I'm good, man. But yeah, a big game tomorrow. It's gonna be interesting as well. Obviously, it's looking like Aspi will probably play right wing back again. So we'll see how he does against Hazard if he plays. And obviously, he's gonna have Christensen behind him. But yeah, like a big game to be honest. Yeah. So I don't know until I see the lineups and everything. Until like the game build up, then that's when I'll make my mind up. But right now, it's all up in the air, man.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Real Madrid as well for the second leg? Do you feel like we're going to get anything similar from them or different? Yeah, Josh, say for jumping on, man. Bless.
Take care. I think I want to say we'll see the same. Yeah, I don't think they'll go all guns blazing, but I think they'll obviously be more attacking with their foot at the back, and they'll have Mendy, who's like a way better left back than Marcelo is currently now, and they'll have Ramos back as well. So I think they will go more attacking, and I think they definitely will go out towards the end of the game. But I think they'll try to nick a goal and just keep it tight, and maybe rely on like a cruise over the top ball or something. But yeah, I think they definitely will leave more gaps in behind, especially with their foot at the back and Varane being out. But I think we won't see them go all guns blazing, but I think they will go a little bit more attacking.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bit more threat centrally now because it all depends on if Eden Hazard starts or if he comes off the bench. I feel like from what we know of Eden Hazard, like he's a lot better in these sorts of situations if you bring him off the bench, like especially with the lack of sharpness that he's had throughout the season. Like I used 15-16 as an example. It was the Tottenham game, the 2-2 draw. We brought him off the bench at half-time with 2-0 down, and the guy absolutely ran the show despite barely any match sharpness going into the game. And I feel like it'll be a similar feature for this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start, but I'd expect him to get brought into the game really early.
Yeah, I think he will. I think Zidane. I think Zidane will play him. I don't know. I feel like I think it will give good trust to Eden Hazard. But I don't know. I just really see like Eden Hazard starting. But Vinicius has been good as well. But I think because Vinicius didn't really do anything against Aspilicueta or Christensen, Zidane might resort to going like, listen, Hazard did against Aspilicueta before, so I think you could do what Vinicius couldn't do the other week. But yes, if it's going to be against Reece James, though, that's going to be a very big tough test as well. Yeah, Hazard will start, man.
But I think with Hazard, I think he should start because the way Real Madrid play, when I watched the game back, is you kept on seeing Kroos drop in as the third centre back to facilitate from deep to get that overload from the left hand side. So that now they have Mendy, where Mendy gets the ball from the left, and then he drives with the ball. If one of our players presses him, say for example the midfielder, that leaves the half space between the half space on the left hand side for Hazard to be free in it. So if Hazard gets that space to roam into, it's going to be a very, very big problem for us because he can link up with Benzema and then he can try and get a goal or try and influence the game. So at the end of the day, with Ferland Mendy in the team, it adds a lot more dynamism to their attack. And even and say for example, if Ferland Mendy did have the ball and our wing back presses him, then they can create a 2v1. You know what I'm saying? So Ferland Mendy can pop the ball to Hazard.
Hazard will look to get in those pockets, basically.
Exactly,
Those little pockets. Yeah.
That's going to be very difficult.
He did in the second half when he came on. He did a bit, but he just wasn't that effective. But I think he'll be looking. He might not look to take the game by the scruff of the neck, but he will get in positions where he'll do that little touch or flick or play off a Benzema or a winger, and that will make them create something. So that's where he can be dangerous. Exactly. I think we have to get tight to him. Regardless, you just got to get tight to Hazard. Don't underestimate him.
But Kazilla, you're actually right. To be honest, I think if Hazard starts, with Mendy, even if Mendy isn't fully fit, if Mendy shows like a shadow of the player he is with Eden Hazard, I think Hazard will cause us really big problems. Like he might not get past 4 or 5 of our players and flat one top bins, but I think especially if Hazard's on it, like we saw like at Chelsea in this last season, and I even trying to like big up Emerson or anything, but like when you had Marcos Alonso, Marcos Alonso always wanted to dart into the box, and Emerson, because Eden Hazard just drew so many players, Emerson would literally just roll a bit out wide, and Hazard could just pass it out to him, and his crosses were mostly dead for most of that season, so it didn't really result to anything. But still, he's still what's it called? So I think if Ferland Mendy, because he's athletic and everything, I think if Hazard draws players, and I think what he can do, like in Real Madrid, whenever I watch him play, like he doesn't really drive as much, but he's a very creative player. Like he can get past one player or two, and then he can find like a runner and stuff, because he's very unselfish and stuff, and he has like a lot more technical players, especially to his last season at Chelsea. So I think if Ferland Mendy plays behind Eden Hazard, that is going to be a big test for Aspilicueta or Reece James and Andreas Christensen last season at Chelsea. So I think if Ferland Mendy plays behind Eden Hazard,
feedback.
Right, he's got the stream on the background. Alright, Tyrese, what are you saying, bro?
Nah, that ain't me, bro. I'm nervous as hell, man. I don't know about you, but I'm nervous.
Yeah. Go and get some Pampers
right now.
Get the Pampers, bro.
Yeah,
it'll help you out.
I saw Eden Hazard playing against Osasuna. He was. Oh Jesus Christ!
I don't think we should look into that game too much because who was he against again?
Huh?
Real Betis.
They are decent.
No, it wasn't Real Betis. That was 2 weeks ago.
Osasuna.
Who was it against?
Yeah, you're correct. Osasuna.
Yeah, they want to now.
I don't know then. I saw highlights of it. I didn't watch the game though.
No, I just watched individual highlights from Hazard, and he looked dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't come and just haunt us again, man. That's what I'm scared about.
Yeah, but I will say our defense and midfield is a lot better in there. So, like structured wise, disciplined and everything, it's gonna be a lot harder for Eden Hazard to play against us than them.
Thing is, I'll give you the problem. The thing is, I don't think, although I'm nervous, I still think we can get the job done because Real Madrid, like I always said it before the tie even went ahead, like Real Madrid doesn't have the legs to keep it with the midfield that we have. Like But they could ping like a brilliant, like a 30-yard ball and just find someone in behind. That's something Cruz is capable of doing. But we're really good in midfield, and they can't keep up with the runners that we're having. They're gonna have Mount in there. We're gonna have Kante in there. I wish Kovacic was back though. That could have been that. I would have been a bit more confident if Kovacic was back, to be honest.
But the thing
but what's it called? I don't know if I think that would have been a big selection headache as well. Like if Kovacic was there as well, but I think if he was there, against former teammate as well, actually be very very interesting for Kovacic.
It would be cool, yeah. Like I would have preferred, because you know that Mount last game he wasn't really moving forward as much as he usually does. Not against Fulham, against Real Madrid. He wasn't really moving forward as much as he does. That he was doing a lot of defensive work and doing a lot of running, like with Cruz and Madrid in the midfield. But I think if we had Kovacic in there with Kante and that pivot, that could have been even better.
Hates that shit.
I think it could have been even better.
Doing what?
Yeah, what's it called now? But I think. Yeah, go now, sir.
No, I was gonna say after the first leg, Tuchel mentioned it in his interview. He was literally like, "Oh, we could have used cover today," and he was like, "We're trying to force cover back for the Fulham game," and it just didn't work out. But I guess that would be something that we'd be arguing about on this stream, like who should play in the midfield. Now our decision is made for us. We know it's Jorginho.
I still probably wouldn't have put Kovacic in for this game, even if he was fit, because he's not sharp enough. And also think with Kante's performance against Real Madrid in the first leg, can't really drop him based off that. And for me, Jorginho has to start with either of them. So it'd be Jorginho and Kante regardless, in my opinion. Maybe a 3-man midfield if you want to debate that, but I don't think we change our formation in that way.
It wouldn't be bad to have a 3-man midfield, but don't change that up. No, don't experiment in games like these in crucial games like these. But we did well last week, but I would have obviously we would have felt a lot more comfortable if Werner would finish that chance. But hey, I don't know this fault line thing. I think he's gonna play Havertz. I have a feeling, because
we can all talk about Timo Werner missed that chance. To me,
every time, Chris. Every time.
Go on, Chris.
Well, no, to me that ain't a big deal because literally Pulisic scored 2 minutes later, and it wouldn't have happened that way then. So it didn't matter at the end of the day.
Also, that what
cool, he missed.
What I think is the most important thing.
I can tell you why.
Go on, Chris. Go on.
Okay, I can tell you why. Okay, the reason why it doesn't matter why Pulisic missed that chance is because when if Timo Werner scored that goal, it went back to kickoff in the middle, and Real Madrid. Am I getting arrested?
Yeah.
The Werner police. It's the Werner police.
Literally, it would have went to kickoff, and then they would have had possession on the ball, and I think they would have kept it a bit longer and stuff. And obviously, 2 minutes later, Rudiger wouldn't have had the ball probably and threw ball at the Pulisic. It wouldn't happen like that.
But Chris,
so that's what I'm saying.
Don't you think that in the first half,
we
were creating a lot of chances, and if we had took most of them, we could have been 2-0 up. Like there could have been another chance created. So I get what you're saying. Like it probably wouldn't have happened straight away after, but I feel like we were in the ascendancy, and if we took our chances in that moment, we could have been 2 up.
I'll tell you.
I always say things always happen for a reason. That's all.
Varane is out,
your boy missed. That's why it happens for a reason.
Varane is out,
I will say though, if we got that goal early from Wana, when did it happen again? Like 5th minute or something?
It wasn't that early, it was like 10th.
Like 9th, 10th,
It happened early on in the game, innit? And then I think if Wana had taken that chance, I think, what's it called? Because after Wana missed that chance, we were still trying to hunt for that goal. But I think even if we didn't, say we sat off them for a bit, what's it called? We could have preserved energy in that, and then it could have gave us maybe a better chance to get another goal. Whereas if Werner missed that chance and then we're chasing for that goal, and then Pulisic scores that goal, and then it's let's just sit off them now, and it gives us less time to score another. But
the way I look at it, right, for this game, we know, like I said it countless times, the first The first game, the first goal.
What's happened today?
Yeah.
I don't know,
man. Everyone's hyped for something for the semi. I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, yeah. We showed them way too much respect. Way too much.
In the first leg, you mean?
Yeah, and I in this second leg, you can still show respect, but be fearless. Do you know what I'm saying? And I felt like we showed them way too much. And in the second half, we let them dictate the pace of the game, and that annoyed me, because it's like that's how they got back into the game, you know, and psychologically showed an edge, and let their experience come into play. If you don't let them play at their pace and at their game, they will be unsettled and uncomfortable. And the moment they're uncomfortable, that is when mistakes can happen, and they won't play as fluid.
I still think that since Varane is missing now, but Ramos is back, that's the thing. I don't know if when Tuchel hinted and said that he's gonna play, maybe that we have to play no striker so that Ramos doesn't have anyone to worry about. What is this?
I don't know, Ryan.
Sancho. Chelsea are in the hunt for Sancho, apparently.
I'd rather Sancho.
Chelsea enter right.
Oh, really?
I'd rather Sancho than Haaland.
I would love Sancho. But
Lewis, can you explain why?
Well, because I think we need more creativity before we need a player like Haaland. Because for me, Haaland you need to feed the chances to.
Another winger.
What?
Another attacking player we're interested in.
Yeah, because
if we're getting someone from Dortmund, I would rather Sancho than I would Haaland.
I feel like I agree with you. We have a creativity issue, but Haaland half kind of solves that, because
not really, because he's the finisher. He's the finisher in the box that you'd want, but you need someone to create more chances for him first for that. Because I still say he's too limited for the Premier League right now.
I honestly believe, right, if you go and buy out an striker, you're not going to get the best out of Havertz. Havertz is the best as a false nine.
Yeah, I like him. I like him there too. I like him there as well.
And I would rather play Havertz, who for me is going to be a Ballon d'Or winner, as a false nine, and have
Johnny, both
of them.
I love Kai Havertz, but like if we need a centre forward that's gonna give us like 25, 30 goals a season, I don't think Havertz will give us that. He'll probably give us,
he will. Look how many games his stats are ridiculous. Like he's hardly played this season.
But like
he's hardly played.
Do you think he could consistently give you like 30 goals a season though? That's the only issue. That's the only thing I have with him right now.
Look at this. 19 appearances under Lampard, 1 goal, 886 minutes. All right. Under Tuchel, 9 appearances, 3 goals, minutes per goal, 182. That's quality a massive difference.
Yeah, he's a quality.
It's not a massive difference. It's 2 goal difference. Like
but that's 10 more games he's played. He's played 10 more games.
I still think he can play with a striker. I still think
he so as well. Yeah.
I don't think
not with a Haaland.
I like it.
Haaland, you have to play him. You have to play Haaland every game, and then that's true.
And don't forget, he's still going to cost 150 fucking mil.
He's build your team around Havertz.
He's not worth that. Not now. Not yet.
Lewis, he is though. He is.
He's worth that. The wages are disgusting. The wages are absolutely scandalous.
I agree with Ryan. The wages are crazy.
You guys
are
like 600. Wait, Oscar, go on. Wait, I want to hear Oscar. Go on.
He literally guarantees goals this year, next year, the year after that, and even if in 3 or 4 years we sell him, we're going to make a profit on the sale. We won't sell him for 150 mil. We'd sell him for more than that.
He wants to go Real Madrid, Oscar, I think.
No, I
understand
that. Johnny, think about it in the sense that we'd spend £300 million and we wouldn't instantly win the Premier League.
Why wouldn't we? Why would we be more likely to win the Premier League with Sancho
Oh,
than
do you guys have Rio Ferdinand's
I don't
comments
even
about
know, because that wouldn't instantly get us to it, but it would get us closer because we have more creativity. Then you get a clinical finisher that can deal with low blocks as well, and then you can win the league.
What
My main thing is
if
we need
yeah,
a
go on.
striker that can handle low blocks, and I don't think Haaland is that player.
And Lewis, what if we go and win the Champions League and the FA
can
Cup?
be.
What if we do go and win these two, right? Where's the justice in going and spending 150 million when we've already proven that we've got players in our side who can win the big titles?
But
they
John,
just need
My
time
only thing
together.
is I'm not sure we play this formation next season too, and Tuchel's also hinted that we might change it. So with a different formation and a different philosophy, it could could change the entire aspect of the way that we play.
Well,
so then you're looking at
I think that if what's it called? Oh yeah.
Go on.
If we get like hypothetically, if we get Sancho, but like what Tuchel might do, is I think he could like play a 4-3-3 and play like Mount, a new DM, and then either Kovacic and Kante, and then because Sancho's meant to be this goal scoring winger,
Play Mount as an 8.
I know he's gonna get goals. He might play like Havertz as a false 9, and not rely on the wingers for goals. But I don't know, because I feel like we might get a striker, but I think if we get Sancho, first of all, we can't get Haaland and Sancho, man, because first Haaland's wages is just disgusting, and Dortmund won't sell us with 2 players like that.
I don't think we need Sancho. I don't think what I
don't think we even need him.
When I looked at when I was looking at the table, it was the lack of goals that we scored, and I was concerned. I was concerned, obviously, because we aren't scoring a lot of goals, and that's what's concerned me. And the thing is, in the final third, when we miss all those chances, or if we don't have anyone there, we need someone like Haaland that could put those chances away, man.
Do you know who our highest chance creator is?
Who's that?
Werner.
Mason Mount.
Yep. He could have
so wait, like hear me out. Wait till Havertz and Werner have got this season under their belt out the way, potentially with some honours. Next season is different gravy, and they're all gonna drill, man. All of them are gonna gel in the next level.
When have you guys heard Rio Ferdinand's comments?
And with the Premiership,
we'll get to you
about the Premiership. Premiership winning the title, we all know, is about consistency, and we haven't had that. So only under Tuchel now we've had consistency. Okay,
Chris,
he knows what players he wants to add. So I trust in Tuchel. I just don't necessarily think we need to spend that 150 million on Haaland, and that's the answer to us winning the league, because that's what everyone wants, to win the Premiership.
Get Haaland at all costs, man.
Yeah, I not on them wages and disrupt the whole model.
Wages and
all of our players get pissed off that he's on like 400, 500 grand a week, and Mount is our player of the year and win Ballon d'Or, and he's only on 50 grand a week.
They want to get
Mourinho can sort that out.
Mourinho can on 50k a week. Is he on he's on 50k a week for real?
He's on nothing, man. He's on peanuts compared to the rest of them.
I think that's just his mentality, innit? Like he probably just wants to play and improve and have fun, innit? Like I don't think he's like he's what's it called? I don't know. I think he just wants to play his football and improve. Like if he gets a pay rise, then he does. But
Mount.
He's not gonna,
Mount doesn't care about
that's one thing
the money,
but
yeah, but it's part and parcel of the game. You know, as a player, it's your future. You've only got a 12-year period of playing and at the high level, and then that's it. Like your earnings have to go elsewhere. So I think footballers have to earn as much money as they possibly can within that period, because you don't know, you might get an injury and your career's over. So if you're on high wages, it's better that you're on the higher wages, and he deserves to be on high wages.
Do you know he does 100%. I think for Real Madrid, along with Mendy, our first in my team should be Mason Mount, man. You got it.
Oh, he's undroppable right now. He's undroppable.
God play for me, man.
Yeah.
The first
him and Mendy are undroppable.
Donnie.
Apparently, you might play a 4-4-2, like a 4-2, a 4-2-2.
Next season? Yeah. That would be sweet because
you build the team around Mount and
that would be
Havertz.
really nice.
Build it around them too.
I feel like
Rio Ferdinand on his podcast was speaking about Chelsea winning the title next season, and he was speaking about how Thomas Tuchel's impact is like massive on Chelsea.
Yo, bro, thanks for ruining the Rio Ferdinand with Faith podcast. And I was just watching it, man.
He backs Werner to do very well.
Wait, say that again.
He backs Werner to do very well next season and be clinical.
I gotta watch that, but I think before 4-2, yeah. If we could play Werner, if we could play a 4-2-2, and then we have like a back four, like of obviously, Rich James, and then we could have Thiago Silva and maybe Varane if we sign him and he back four, and then we have Chilwell at left back, and then in the midfield pivot, I still think we need to go and like try and get some sort of midfield. I wouldn't mind Declan Rice, but not for that price. To me, that's the Kante. Not for that price, man.
And a 4-2-2, you gotta have.
I think there's a lot of DMs out there. I think we'll get a cheaper DM. I don't think we'll get Rice. You know, I think.
Well, if it's true that Tammy's going and Giroud's going and they're both going, it's clear as day that Tuchel has to get a striker.
Yeah.
Well, West Ham may buy him after what David Moyes said.
It's just whether they go for Haaland.
We might. I have a feeling, that we're just like not Aguero, but someone who's just a decent striker that's clinical, got good movement, got decent all-round game.
Who, Ryan? Tell me.
I don't know. I feel like we'll get a goal-scoring winger.
Tell me who that player is, man.
If we can get Sancho, wait, Johnny, give me a second.
No.
If we can get Sancho and
Who's eating their mic, bro?
I don't know.
So go on, Ryan. What were you saying? You're finishing off.
I think like we're gonna get like a clinical striker who's got just a decent all-round game, and then I feel like we're gonna try to get like a goal-scoring winger. And I think that striker will probably just be rotated with Havertz, or at times just play Havertz and Werner up front, because I think Haaland's wages, like I don't think the price tag is the problem for me, but I think the wages are just disgusting.
So who do you say, Ryan? What name a striker that fits that mold?
I don't know. Chelsea will find one in it, but someone like an Aguero without the injuries, like we shouldn't. I don't think we'll get him, but just someone
so
that's
unproven striker. Is what you're saying?
A semi-proven striker that can just put the ball in the back of the net for us, and that we can rely on.
There's another striker that we could. There's another striker that we could get for cheap that's been buying goals, but I don't really want him, and that's Andres Silva. Let me not Frank. He's been buying goals this year. I don't really necessarily want him, but. If we're looking for someone in that sort of caliber that you were mentioning, Ryan, will probably be him. But I don't really want him. The thing is, if we play the 4-2-2, I think that would be perfect, because I still think if we could just go and get a midfielder to partner in N'Golo Kante, and then in the left forward and right forward pivot, we could have Mount and Havertz in there, and then we could have Werner and Haaland up top in the 4-2-2. That would be disgusting. I honestly think we could do a madness with that formation.
Yeah, but guys, do you think we actually need a striker? Could we go back?
Of course we do.
We definitely need a striker, but it just depends if we're gonna get like a striker that's just gonna put the ball in the back of the net, or we're gonna really get like a Haaland / Lukaku striker. But I think whatever happens, I think we'll definitely get a striker.
Check your DM, Lewis.
I think if Tammy's going out the door and Giroud's going out the door, we potentially need two strikers. Do you know what I mean? So, so what? You'd have one main striker, and then who's your backup?
Yeah, we actually do, you know.
We'd need two. So I think, like you were saying, you'd go for somebody big, like, my first choice would obviously be Haaland. I know Haaland might be unrealistic, but then you'd have to go for a second option. I would personally try and get Callum Wilson in. I think he's a good enough striker who can finish, who knows the league.
Ollie Watkins.
He can play bit part.
Now he'll be too much, man. Now Ollie Watkins will be too much money, man.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins and
he'll be too much.
It would be a bit stupid of Chelsea to let Tammy go out the door and then bring in Ollie
Watkins.
They're pretty similar strikers, aren't they?
He holds up the ball way better, though. I will
Yeah,
give him that.
Oli Watkins is a way better striker than Tammy Abraham. He can run the channels better. He's got better movement.
Johnny, is that the direct quote to what Ferdinand said about Aguero?
Yeah. I thought
Ferdinand says, I think he stays in the Premier League. If I'm Chelsea, I take him now. If I'm Chelsea, I go and get him quick. If I'm them, I go and get Aguero. If I can't get Haaland or somebody else like that.
Now, like, listen, guys. If we sign both Aguero and Erling Haaland, yeah, with Aguero's age, and with his injury problems, I don't think that he's a guaranteed start at Chelsea. I think
he's a damn good squad. He's a damn good alternative.
He will be a, if we get Erling Haaland, who would you rather play though? Like up top, would you play both or?
If we get Haaland, he'll cost 150 million, so we'll have to start.
Yeah, and then Aguero is going to be free, so we could just have him as a good backup option.
But this will be my problem. If he doesn't hit the ground running, they're also going to look at Tuchel and say, why isn't he working?
Yeah.
I think, if we get
I don't expect him to hit the ground running. I expect him to ball out within the second or third season at Chelsea.
I don't think Tuchel wants Haaland. I just don't think he does.
No. I have some trust.
They want Lukaku.
Believe me. When Abramovich,
Lukaku said he's staying at Inter.
Yeah, he's
That's
staying
the
at
thing.
Inter.
Lukaku's done.
He's
He ain't going.
happy. I've just won the league. Everything like that.
Yeah, Lukaku's done. I wanted Lukaku. He was my first choice.
him
He
and
ain't
Havertz.
coming. That's over.
If we got Aguero, I'm
I think
telling
we
you.
could get both Aguero and Haaland. To me,
Nah,
I think
Haaland ain't coming.
I'm with Johnny where I would much rather we just keep Havertz.
Yeah.
I think Havertz at false nine would be our best option.
Lewis, what do you think about the fact that Tuchel, as of yet, hasn't trusted Havertz to play in that false nine role in any big game? He's played it in the smaller games like a Fulham or Brighton or whatever. He's never gone for that in bigger games.
Because he's easing him in, Oscar. He's easing him in.
Yeah,
that's
I think
easing him in. Because here's the thing, that is a very good point. We hadn't seen Kai Havertz play for a good period of games before the Fulham match.
Yeah, he needs adjustment.
We were playing really well in the Palace match, and after the Palace game, I was personally coming out here and saying that Pulisic, Mount, and Havertz, that's our front three for the rest of the season, as far as I'm concerned. Because we were so fluid with them.
And you remember, like Havertz played up top in those 2 games against Porto, and pretty much was like ineffective. He didn't really do much in that advance.
Yeah, but Oscar, you could say the same. You could say the same for Tuchel not playing Tammy or Giroud, for that matter.
No, Chelsea.
Yeah, but he doesn't rate them, and I think they're going because of that.
But he rates Havertz, and Havertz.
I know he rates Havertz. Yeah.
With Havertz, you have to. He still needs to adjust. You have to play him on and off. I feel, he did play 3 90 minutes in a row. So he played 3 90 minutes in a row. Yeah. And I think Tuchel knew that he wasn't going to play him for the Real Madrid game anyway, because he wanted to play Werner for the system and the tactics wise. I think it's purely down to opposition. I don't think it's down to that he doesn't favour Havertz for the big games. It's just purely how to defeat the opposition. What's the best way possible in the squad he's got? And he likes to have Havertz as an option off the bench, I feel. Whereas the other options we have are not
Here's
as
the
good.
thing. Under Frank Lampard, I feel like that would have been a greater idea because we were utilising crosses so much. Nobody was in the middle.
Yeah.
It's just the way that we're playing right now. Because I'm saying actually no, because we would Calvert-Lewin has worked against low blocks, so that could be a decent shout, especially if we get forced out wide.
I don't really
Calvert-Lewin might not be a bad shout, you know.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a
as a cheaper option as well. It's not the worst of options.
I think Calvert-Lewin is a horrible shout. I'm not gonna lie. I just think,
talk to me.
Like, as in, when I just look at it, I just look at who we've got. We've got Tammy Abraham, and we're essentially forcing him out the door. So if we're going to do that, then Calvert-Lewin and Ollie Watkins, they're just similar types of strikers. Obviously, they have different attributes that are better than Tammy. But the trade-off...
Yeah, but Tammy's leaving it's not because of an ability sort of thing. It's because of the contract. If he sorts out the contract, he's just going on loan.
But we could sort out his contract, or we could go and pay 50 million for Calvert-Lewin. What's the lesser of two evils?
No, but it's not us that's the problem. He wants 180k a week.
Yeah, but
that's the problem.
Fair enough. I don't think
he looks at British talent.
If he takes a cheaper wage, there's no problem. He stays at Chelsea. He's just probably going on loan. That's it. I don't want to see him go, but I don't want to see him here on 180k a week either.
Yeah, Lewis, guys, do you agree? Yeah, that if you let Tammy go, I wouldn't look to British talent. I would look to European talent who would want to come and play in the Premiership. All right, and you would pay less money for them as well because they're not British. You ain't got the British tax on that. So I think if you're gonna let Tammy go on loan or sell him, you go for a European pedigree striker who's not going to cost you 100 million. He might cost you 40 million, someone like that. And you know he's got technical ability. He's got a Spanish touch at the very least. Yeah?
Yeah.
At the very least. So that he can offer us something different and back the reason why we sold Tammy and Giroud. Yeah? You need to improve on the qualities. You don't go and buy a Calvert-Lewin who ain't got a Spanish touch. Or you buy an Ollie Watkins who's decent, but he's not like Chelsea level. Let's be honest, he's not. So,
but guys,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, right? If honestly, when when the season's over, and Chet assesses the season, assesses like how we perform, the points tally, and the amount of goals we scored, and he's saying that that West Ham and Leicester is out here scoring more goals than one of the best football clubs in Premier League history. He's gonna be like, yeah, we really do need a centre forward. That's why like we're linked to Holland so much. If honestly, right, with all this wages and all this money thing that you guys are speaking about, yeah, he has a tough age with Minariola, but we have Marina, and Marina just works some magic that we just don't like. I don't know how she got about 50 mil from Morata. I don't know. But if she could get 50 million from Atletico Madrid from Morata, I believe she could do anything, man. And those wages that he's reportedly on, I haven't seen Fabrizio confirm those wages, and those could just be a rumor because I don't think that he's gonna be actually wanting 600 grand a week. Like that's just ridiculous, man. He knows that's unrealistic. He knows that not only like 2-3 clubs that like Real Madrid, Chelsea, and City will probably give us those.
Are you seeing this?
Will probably give us those wages, but with Holland,
what is it?
Fata, say for bringing this up as well. Supporters are going to be there's going to be 3 supporting advisors allowed at club meetings from the 1st of July.
The club announced that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
just trying to get a share screen up right now so I can put it up on the screen. Chelsea introduced supporter presence at board meetings. 3 supporter advisors picked through an election and selection process will attend board meetings to ensure general support sentiment is considered as part of the club's decision-making process. So this is probably an action because of the whole issues with the Europa Super League and everything.
Yeah, get me on there, man.
What the fans for? Aye, bruv, you'll just ask for a Mason Mount statue. I can't be asked.
I reckon this will be only the supporters' trust, though.
And several non-official support groups to discuss the club's proposed process for picking the 3 supporter advisors. Anything else important?
I think that if Johnny was
supporter advisors will not have any voting rights and will not participate in any meetings relating to players, staff, the academy, and related matters. They'll attend approximately 4 meetings per year and more if appropriate. If they complete the year successfully, they'll be entitled to select a charity receive a contribution of 2.5k.
Can you imagine, John?
So what do they do if they're just there for 4 meetings a year?
I think that makes sense. I think they can raise the concerns of the fans for certain things, especially when it comes to like the match-going fans who travel abroad and stuff like that, and how fixtures are laid out. Those kind of things, I think their opinions will be taken into account for. I don't think they're going to have a huge sway on anything. I don't think they're going to be listening to fans for. Like they said, like players and stuff like that, nothing to do with transfers or anything serious. I do think it's important for a club to be in tune with its fan base, and that's a small step to bridging that gap.
You can all trust me, guys.
Like it, but will it work?
Trust me.
I like it, but if they're just there to speak, but they don't even have a vote or anything, like, are they even going to get listened to, or is it just like, yeah, we have them here, but they're just here?
So this is like an AGM then.
I think it can serve as a way to stop clubs moving tone deaf. You know what I mean? Sometimes clubs do things that are just like, okay, why are you doing this? And fans' involvement can actually allow them to know, okay, this is how we feel about it, so they won't get the same backlash that they got for something like a Super League.
I agree with that, but it all depends on if the club actually listens. Like, the club can have you there and you can give your advice, but it still can just not mean anything if it's not acted on.
True.
And that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Listen, all I know is I'll be a great ambassador for you lot. I wouldn't let you down. I'll take the minerals to them.
I
would send Johnny in on behalf of me.
Johnny,
you know it.
I would.
You know it.
I think, yeah, that's a
Lewis, come we go, man.
I think that's
already. I'll go. We can have a Christensen and Mount statue.
Yeah.
No worries, man.
But I do agree with you, Lewis. Though. I think it will be minimal. Like, they're probably not going to listen to most things they say, but just small things like, like the banners in the stadium, stuff like that can be talked about face to face.
We'll take your opinions into consideration, and that's about it.
If Johnny's gonna be our thing, if Johnny's gonna do the thing, I think what's it called? They'll just try to get to know everyone in UEFA and everyone in FIFA, and just try to get them to mount the Ballon d'Or and that, man. Get just a little 2 votes here, 2 votes there. Next thing you know, Mount's in the running for the Ballon d'Or, man. That'd be Johnny, man.
Correct.
You love that.
I think they're probably gonna go after the probably headed. That's a really good idea, because if imagine like fans being involved in like transfers and stuff like that, we could give the club a say on transfers. Like, I think there's gonna have that fan that's gonna go in there and say, yeah, we want Erling Haaland, but we're not that person. If we could get it done.
That's the thing.
Yes, this stream is.
Vote for me for your Danish Maldini banner on the Matthew Harding. Let's go.
You just see Thiago Silva on the bench every game, and he's like, "What's this guy doing?"
No, we ain't benching Silva. As we can see, they can both play together. Works perfectly.
We need a Mount banner, man. We need a Mount banner in there.
Johnny.
Lewis, you get into a fight with Rudiger, though. I'm not gonna lie, be like, "Yo, what going for this Christensen guy just playing? If we switch to a back four, man."
Bro, why do people think I hate all of our other centre backs?
Do you know what, Lewis?
I don't even necessarily want us to go for a centre back.
Lewis, we should make them flags that the mascots and all the little children come out in the centre of the field and have Mason Mount and Danish Maldini. Just for a minute of them just shaking.
You're gonna bring fucking mascots out to wave a bunch of Mason Mount flags. I can't be arsed.
No, the big, like the Champions League. The Champions League, the ball. The black and white. In the center of the pitch, in the center circle, you should have a Danish Maldini image and Mason Mount in the circle, bro. And they all go around. They all go around like shaking it up and down. Do you know what I mean?
I got to head out, but I'm gonna say one last thing. We're gonna win tomorrow up the Chelsea. Werner brace. I'm calling it now. Werner brace.
Let's all
right.
That mask is honestly so scary, man. I swear.
I actually thought that was Werner for one minute. I'm sorry.
CBA, man. Hey, we might do a stream for the PSG Man City second leg. I might do. I'm not too sure, but if not, I'll let you know and we'll get a few people on. Anyone else got anything else they want to add before we end it?
Pray.
Yeah, just one thing before we go. Where do you guys stand on us getting Varane for like 50-55 mil? Will you guys take him?
Nah.
I can't lie. I don't want to judge him off one game, but in the game we played against him, he just looked a bit. He just looked a bit like without Ramos. I don't even want to say without Ramos. He just looks a bit. He just looks a bit shaky.
What about you, Lewis? Where you stand on scanning Varane?
Saying exactly what the rest are saying. Like, Varane is a higher quality zoomer, I see it, but you're still going to have the same sort of effect. If we're bringing a defender in, I want a leader that's walking into the team, past Christensen, past Zuma, past Rudiger. If it's not any of those, I might as well just keep what we have.
That's why, Lewis, I'd rather spend 100 million on a Marquinhos than a Haaland.
100 mil? No.
No, that's too much.
I don't think it will be 100 million. Come on, no. But
maybe not 100. I want him to go a bit lower.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it took 80 to 100 million, I'd rather spend that on a top class
Yeah,
Centre
he's
back.
quality, man. I think
Yeah.
he'll be a perfect replacement for
Yo.
Thiago because they play the exact same
Lewis,
way.
kick them out,
Weird
man.
bastard doing, bruv. Why we always get we got some weird fuckers on today, you know that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What was he showing?
God knows. Some woman on the screen. I don't even know who that was.
On
my life.
I didn't even
Did
see
you
that.
hear Tuchel's comments on Ramos? It's looking like we might play Havertz. He's just speaking a little something on the false nine. He was like, "Yeah, well, if what's it called? If Ramos doesn't have anyone to fight to, then we'll just play a false nine, and the business is done there." I want to see Zuma deal with him, though. I just want to see Zuma go in with a 50-50.
No. Wait, Rudiger's back, bro. Rudiger's back, isn't he?
Yeah, Rudiger's back.
But there's something about Zuma. He looks friendly, yeah, but 50-50 with him, man, it's peak.
No. I love Zuma. I like Zuma and thing, yeah, but nah.
I don't play him now. I was just joking,
Yeah,
innit?
it's deep, Ryan. He'll take your legs off.
Good
That's what
final
he'll
point.
do. He'll break your legs,
That's
bro.
a bless for that. Fans are actually going to be at the FA Cup final. 6,200 Chelsea fans. So that means I'm definitely getting a ticket. Actually going to get to go to a game this season. Love to see it.
I would love to go to the FA Cup.
You're gonna go.
I don't know about me.
I should have enough points from last season. So
How
I
does
think
that work though? Like, how do you get a ticket? Do you have to have loyalty points or
loyalty points for members, season ticket holders? Like they'll probably get priority anyway, but it'll also go to points from them from the amount of games they went to last season.
You say that, but don't forget the fact that the one that went to the Leeds game also though.
Yeah, but that was only because there was only 2,000 seats, so they had to do it on point. They had to do it based on ballots for season ticket holders anyway. So this is different. This is 6,000 seats. That one was 2,000. That's double the away end. So I think I'll be fine personally.
I wish I could have
made vlog on deck. Love to see it.
You're gonna be doing any vlogs on like fan cams, anything news?
Probably fan cams. I don't know. Depends on what Rona regulations are saying and everything like that.
What's the plan tomorrow, Lou, for the game?
Yeah,
lineup reaction, match day vlog, watch along, and live review, phone in. And by that point, we're either going to be going mad or we're going to be depressed. One or the other.
You gotta send me a link to the lineup reaction. That's when I'm really gonna be gonna give my thoughts on the game, because I think when we see the lineup, I think that's gonna shine.
Yeah, we'll be live from about 6:15, I'll say, because the lineups always seem to come early for Champions League games.
Yeah,
so we'll go a bit early just in case. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be another fucking 7 hours of stream. On God, if we lose, I can't believe
Wait, before we go, do you think in summer we're going to be looking to get rid of Ziyech, or he'll be a good squad player? Because if we go with this 4-2-2, I think he'll be a good option to come off the bench. Do you think we should get rid of him or just keep him?
I think it depends on him. If he wants to stay, then keep him in it. But I think because he's 27, he's probably going to turn 28 or something. Then he's probably going to want first team football. And I don't know if his style really.
No, if we win the Champions League, pretty sure. If we win the Champions,
it depends on him.
If we win the Champions, then I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay, man.
Yeah, probably will. But I think in a 4-2-2, as one of the 2 10s, I think he'll actually be.
100%. Perfect. It'll be a good option for him. It will be a good option to have him as a squad player. To be honest,
guys, I have a feeling we're gonna play Ziyech, Mount, and Werner tomorrow, man. I don't know. There's just something about
Nah, I don't think he's gonna play Ziyech, man. Nah. I don't think so.
Bro, like we played it against Liverpool and Man City. I don't know. I feel like in the two of them games, and against Man United we played Ziyech as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I won't be surprised,
I don't think Werner is starting. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I think Pulisic. I don't know. I think I have a strange feeling he's not gonna play Pulisic at the same time, because he dropped. Regardless if you score or not, he still drops you on play.
I'm gonna have to jump off, Lou.
Play anyone.
Yeah. You're mute.
Bro.
You're mute.
Can you hear
if
me
you're
now?
around for the watch along tomorrow, let me know, bro. But take care, man.
See,
not tomorrow, tonight, I meant for PSG City.
Yeah.
You don't know. You
same.
don't know PSG City.
I might do a watch along for PSG City second leg.
Yo, send me a link, bro.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get that done. But yeah, big up everyone who's been locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. We're going to head out. We'll leave you with a hopeful omen for tomorrow. Take care, like and subscribe. And
Oh, no, don't do that. Nah.